day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri, the friendly neighborhood ghost, here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game. What she doing, what she playing? Everybody play it cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition. Can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best. Get in the way, be her guest. Riri, the ghosty girl, steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri, the friendly neighborhood ghost, here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game. What she doing, what she playing? Everybody play it cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition. Can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best. Get in the way, be her guest. Riri, the ghosty girl, steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri, the friendly neighborhood ghost, here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game. What she doing, what she playing? Everybody play it cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition. Can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best. Get in the way, be her guest. Riri, the ghosty girl, steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri, the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri, the friendly neighborhood ghost, here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game, what she doing, what she playing. Everybody play cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition, can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best, get in the way, be her guest. Riri the ghosty girl steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri. The friendly neighborhood ghost is here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game, what she doing, what she playing. Everybody play cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition, can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best, get in the way, be her guest. Riri the ghosty girl steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri. The friendly neighborhood ghost is here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game, what she doing, what she playing. Everybody play cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition, can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best, get in the way, be her guest. Riri the ghosty girl steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little forgetful, but meeting her is unforgettable. She's a scream queen that can scare the soul, but guides all wandering souls back home. Give your mind, body, all the more to Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. I said it's Riri the ghosty girl. Just a normal day or so we thought. Suddenly lost control, now you're caught. What is going on? Well, can't you see? You're under the control of Riri. The friendly neighborhood ghost is here to check in on all the lovely souls under her possession, hoping to give herself a taste of what it's like to be not as clumsy. The ghosty girl who goes to game, what she doing, what she playing. Everybody play cool, it's the coolest of the ghouls. Strong will end, a lot of ambition, can't see through them like apparitions. Determined to bring only the best, get in the way, be her guest. Riri the ghosty girl steals your body, steals the show. Klutzy and a little
Hello,
forgetful,
ghosty!
but meeting her is unforgettable.
A
She's
little
a scream queen that can scare the soul, but
Hello guys, happy Monday. How are you? My multi-chat is not cooperating. I don't know why, because I literally relogged and I can't fix it unless I relog again. So let me, and that'll fuck up the stream. Let me just do this. Let me do this. I wish I could change how big the YouTube chat pop-out window is, but oh well. We're gonna do what we can do. Just bear with me because like chat responsiveness might be a little bit lower than usual today since my chats are not in the same form I'm used to. But thank you for being the first soul. Welcome, Sele. Hello, Vex. Hello, Ancho. Hello, Odious. Hello, Prince. Hello, Ver. Hello, M. Hello, Big Boss. Hello, Narva. Hello, Chroma. Oh, it's working now. Oh my god. Okay. I guess Stream Elements heard me talking shit and it decided to work because now I can see YouTube, but it wasn't working at first. Limited Infinity 9, Cream Menace, Mel Skull, Northern Lion, Eddie, Punish Clank, Nerza, Metal Skull, Danger Dave. If I missed you, say something. Hello guys. Oh, thank god. Okay, the YouTube chat is working now combined with Twitch chat, so we're good. I can see everyone together as one family. You like the outfit? I know, isn't it cute? Although I thought I took off. I can take off. I thought I took off the flower and the strap. Hold on. No. Yeah, I thought I took it off. I thought it was kind of cuter without. I don't know. What do you guys think? I also almost picked a different color because I was like, I'm always all in white. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. So I thought this black one was fun. And this like rosy one, but oh god, I don't know how to go back to the white now. There we go. Hello, Astro. Yeah, happy Monday, guys. Hope you're doing well. I hope your day has been good. I hope your week has started off fantastic. I actually ended up taking a sick day today from work. I woke up with a migraine and I was just kind of feeling like garbage. So I know, right? The black one does look really good, I think. Am I in morning? No. The black variant's cute. We can have fun. Hold on. How the fuck? Oh, there we go. We can have fun. I just feel like if I do this, then I should take off my hat. Wow, I'm normal. I'm so normal. I'm not a ghost at all. But yeah, so basically, look, I'm just your average VTuber girlfriend. Yeah, I actually ended up taking the day off today. I took a sick day. My migraine went away by like 1, I would say. It was really tolerable around like 10. But I just ended up like resting. I told myself, look, I took a sick day. We're gonna rest. We're gonna relax. I did a little bit of manager work and I still have a little bit more of that to do, but I was kind of like waiting on some people. And yeah, Prince, if you can do my Nikkei dailies, that would be great. I was actually legitimately gonna do them but I didn't. I lost track of time. Also, I figured out a better way to connect my new outfit, so you know, I did important things today. Nope, not a ghost. Pretty sure I saw one of you at Hot Topic 10 years ago. Butcher's nails implants. Butcher's nails implants. What are those? Have I watched? No, I haven't watched any of the lore yet. That's what we're doing today. I think I actually have another I have another video that we're gonna start with today instead of the first one I had decided on. So I'm not sure if we'll watch all 3 of these or if we, because I'd be like, if we don't yap too much right now, then we can watch all 3. Let me put the other video in here. I mean, I guess if I don't finish one, that's fine. But hello show. Chaz, the main character, showing up for a date with a school idol and then shows up just like this. I love that. Has anyone been? Dude, I don't know why, but I feel like Hot Topic actually has a lot of like random cute merch and stuff sometimes. Like I forgot it existed kind of. But then I went to get a belt for a concert because they had like a trio of belts. So Angron's pretty cool and tragic. Yeah, that's why I wanted to watch. I feel like I would enjoy his story. I want to know more. He intrigued me, and I go wherever my attention span takes me, you know? Yeah. We're watching it today, Lul. We're watching it today. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna update you guys on... Oh, right. So if you notice my schedule, which I am trying to upload my schedule on YouTube too, so you guys can see it there, but I always post it in my Discord and on Twitch. It's pretty light this week. If I can do some co-working on Thursday, I will. It just depends on how busy we are for work, and because I have like an hour-long meeting in the middle of the day. But yeah, streams are a bit light because I have a lot of meetings to take care of this week. And then but the stream Thursday night we're gonna do will probably be a bit later than normal. So yeah, because then starting Friday I'm taking a week off and I won't be streaming. However, I'm going to upload my first 2 recorded episodes of the Advice from Beyond the Grave podcast for you guys next week. I'll probably debut one on like Tuesday and another one on Thursday. I think in the future I'm gonna try to upload one every like 3 weeks or so. I'll see. I'll see how that timeline goes, but I made like a podcast version of it. That was always my goal with it, and I recorded them a couple months ago. I finally finished listening through all of them, and I keep like waiting for, oh, I need like to get my official artwork and I need to get official logo, and I'm like, why? Like, just put it out there and the other stuff can come. So I will have content coming out for you guys that is pre-recorded, so no one has seen it before. It's my first time doing it, so especially you guys on YouTube next Tuesday and Thursday, you know, I would appreciate a listen through, a comment, a like, whatever. Yeah, so yep. Angron's story as an examination of the cycle of abuse parents inflict upon their children who grew up to become I mean, I'm about to see, I guess. Yeah. Biggie's the best dad, and that's why the best Primarch sided with him. Oh, someone was telling me, was it a comment or was it a chat? They said that someone's number is 9. Was it Zinch? Zinch's number is 9. And that's why 9 of the Primarchs like went to the Chaos and 9 stayed with the Imperium. Or that's the theory about why. And I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Captain of Angron ship. I think the next week Because I'll probably do I'll probably do another Warhammer lore reaction on like Saturday or something next week when I can come back to streaming. I will probably look into Battle Sisters or whatever, because I don't know much about them too much really, except for like what I learned in the examination of their armor that we saw the other day. Yeah, so we might check that out. Hi Aegis. Yeah, I'm trying to have fun with like random outfits I find some that are like really cute, but they're definitely not TOS, so I might just have to like post pictures of them on Twitter or something. Yeah, the Battle Sisters. Yeah, they seem super cool, so next time I might look at lore about them or Sanguinius. Hello, voice. Are you okay? I did forget to get more water, so hopefully this 30 ounces enough. Okay. Yeah, let me go to the other screen. Just one? Buy me a Sanguinius figure. Did you guys like the short? Wait, did I put it on YouTube? Hold on. Did I put it on YouTube? Hold on. Did I upload it to YouTube? I think I did. But now I'm like doubting. I'm doubting myself. Girl, thank you so much for the resub for 14 months. Okay, Didi, welcome back home. Thank you. I'm also waiting on approval for memberships on YouTube, so that's exciting. That means I'll be able to upload my emotes there. Oh shit, I've got new emotes in the work for you guys too. I need to answer the artist though. I told her I'd answer her 2 days ago. I think I put it. I did. Thank you guys. Thanks for confirming. I was like, I swear. I uploaded the clip of me talking about how I can definitely fix Sanguinius' missing head. Excuse me. Yeah, sleep well, Curl. So the shorts got you into Warhammer. Oh really? Okay. Yeah, so I was looking for Angron stuff, and someone I think in Discord posted Bricky's podcast has an episode over Angron, so I was like, oh, that's perfect because it's an hour, so it probably covers like most things. Oh my god, Crow! Thank you so much for gifting 10 subs. Holy shit, thank you. What the heck? I thought you said you were gonna go sleep. Thank you so much, girl. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Look at you starting a hype train. I haven't seen a hype train in forever. What was I saying though? Oh yeah. So I had the video of Bricky's podcast that we're gonna listen to, and then I go sleep. I can spoil you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. I'm really working hard to up my content and get more things for you guys that you appreciate. So every little bit just goes right back to it. So thank you so much, Krill. And I hope you have sweet dreams. Yes. So I've got that, and then someone had recommended this person. I keep forgetting their names. Hold on. Astartes Anonymous. They recommended me on YouTube as well. But again, I'm trying to only watch Warhammer stuff on stream because I don't want to like watch a bunch of stuff or like look into it and then come back on stream and you guys are like, wait, how does she already know everything? And I found this video just got released a few days ago, so I figured we'd give Astartes a try too and see if we like their content. And I think someone actually recommended it in the YouTube chat literally as I started as well. So I figured we could watch this one because it's 30 minutes. We'll watch this one first and then the podcast second, because this one looks like the podcast I'm sure is laid out, but this is like a specific video. It's got like, you know, it's sectioned out and it's a little shorter. So I figured maybe this would be a good first step, and then maybe the podcast would like help, I don't know, flesh some things out or give us some different details. But I feel like am I like too big? Is that blocking too much of the video? Are you guys okay with it? I hope that's all right. Your eyes aren't used to your... Dude, I hate that feeling when your eyes are like, they take forever to adjust. AA video on Robute is super good. Oh, okay. It was... No, Sanguinius didn't lose his head. It was someone else. Oh, I see. But yeah, if you guys have any other video recommendations, feel free to post them in my Discord in the videos chat. If there's someone that I don't... Hi, Honor. If there's someone that I haven't heard of or seen, then I can't guarantee that I will, like, watch it. But, yeah. However you feel about, you know, different content creators is whatever. I'm just here if I know, like, certain people that can be trusted, that I can play their videos and it's not going to be a problem. And like, I don't know. I know everyone is retelling like stories, so I'm not going to take anything, like I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, okay? So don't worry about that, guys. I know, like, maybe I come across as young or impressionable or something, which is so flattering, but I'm never going to trust 100% what one person says just because it's like that one person saying it. So if I've learned anything from everyone into the 40K community, it's that there's a lot of differing opinions on things. And it sounds like in the lore, there's actually some like, not miscommunication, but yeah. Fernando? Who's Fernando? Adric is really fun podcast for new people. Yeah, I was thinking. Oh, I see. Fernando in the chat said Conrad. Night Lords. No one tell me about them? Oh no. Tell me what about them? But yeah, I really do. I mean, if you guys have recommendations for particular like characters I might be interested in, or videos that are really good retellings or anything like that, please put them in the Discord, because it helps me to know like what my community is interested in seeing me watch as well. So yeah, intentional ambiguity, intentional contradictions, yeah, for sure. Lot of unreliable narration, unreliable writers, yeah. So the ambiguity lets people have a little bit of fun with it, right? Like my headcanon that Sanguinius is totally alive and we're married and I fixed him. Yeah, that'll happen. So. And Ricky has a possum to help him with his lore. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, good for him. Like, I feel like everyone, all the VTubers, all the non-VTubers, everyone is going to his faction video. So I'm really excited to see the part 2 of it. I haven't seen the original faction videos that he made. I've only seen the updated part 1. So I'm excited for part 2. Yeah. Since I'm a ghost, is Sanguinius being dead play in your favor? I think so. I think we can get him a body and throw him in there just like I did, and everything will be great. He probably fixed you instead. Yeah, probably. So, that being said, oh, hi Yuki. Hold on, let me give him some food. Let me have this feeder feed him some food. I'm gonna give him his wet food dinner after stream. So we're going a little bit in a backwards order for the kitties today, because I lost track of time while I was working. AA deserves more recognition. The video we're about to watch, right? Yeah. Well, I'm excited to check out a different creator too. So I think that being said, we'll go ahead and give it a start. Let me just... Okay, sorry guys. Okay. Where is... Alright. Okie dokie. Let me make sure I didn't check the volume on this one. Can we have wet food? Yeah, if you guys want to buy overpriced wet food for cats and eat it, you're welcome to. Although I actually don't know if you'll be able to because Yuki has prescription food. Which I would love to not buy because it's stupidly fucking expensive. But a couple years ago, he was like 3 at the time, I want to say. He was crying when he went to the litter box. And so I took him to the vet because I was worried it was a UTI. But it turns out he actually had bladder crystals, which is pretty common with male cats. And so because of that, if they... Luckily, I caught it right away. So they were able to give him some medicine to help them like break down and pass. But if you don't and they build up, they have to have surgery or they'll die because it'll literally like shred them as they try to pass them. It's atrocious. So he's on prescription food that prevents you from getting the bladder crystals. But the prescription food, all of it, no matter what brand, is all really expensive. And in the last like 4 years, it's like doubled in price. And the only reason I've been able to realistically like afford it is because my brother works for a pet shop. And so I was able to put him under his account and he gets the food like half off. But like, luckily cats don't eat too much. So the dry food, like the bag is, I think $150. I get it for like 80 through my brother's discount. And that'll last a good like 4 months because cats don't eat that much dry food. But part of crystals and cats in general is you want to feed them as much wet food as possible because like biologically they get most of their water intake from their food. So even though they do drink water, they don't drink enough typically. And part of getting bladder crystals and avoiding it is making sure they're getting enough hydration. So I feed him wet food in the morning and at night. And a can, I divvy it up. So he gets 1/4 of a can in the morning, 1/4 of it at night. So a 48-day supply is like $80. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, so that's the story with Yuki. But he was like a kitten at the time. So, you know, it is what it is. So I always joke. I'm like, Yuki, you eat better than me. I'll starve. I've thought about trying to like switch him to different types of foods and see how he does. But because he would literally have to go under a very expensive surgery, like if he gets the crystals, I really don't want to fuck with that. Like I'd rather just buy the food that I know will keep him okay. So, yeah. And then Yuzu on the other hand, she literally like, I give her I've tried every wet food under the sun, every wet food, like the best wet food money could buy. And she'll like take 3 licks and then want to go eat Yuki's prescription food. It's such a nightmare. I'm like, can you please not eat the $80 food? Please, can you please eat the slightly more reasonable food that's equally as good for you and probably tastes better? Anyway, sorry to go on that tangent, but yeah. So cats and dogs can be expensive. I think dogs eat more food and cats eat less, but maybe their food is more expensive sometimes. I don't know. I think prescription food is probably expensive no matter what. But no, we're just starting. Yeah, they're both good. They're both totally good. Yuki will just be on the prescription food for the rest of his life. So he just turned 6. So, you know, another 10 to 15 years of this crying. Yeah. Yuzu does have expensive taste, I guess. She likes her dry food. She actually prefers dry food over wet food, which is annoying. But I do know because she has a collar. Anyway, I do know because her collar tracks the water intake. I do know that she does drink a lot of water. So I guess she's okay on that regards. Anyway, off to Angron. Let me, when I press play, beware because the volume might be a little off. Because I adjusted it for the other video. I last minute decided to do this one first instead. So beware of the volume for just a minute while I see what it's at.
Most, whether it be a family member.
Okay, no, I think we're okay. Okay. But no headband, right? Isn't it fun? Because like I'm always in all white. So doing something different is just refreshing, right? Okay, yeah, the audio looks good volume-wise, so let's go!
We often take for granted the things that matter to us most, whether it be a family member, a loyal pet, or even the simple fact that we awaken each morning. These things of greatest importance can often go unappreciated until they are taken from us. For one man, the thing that was taken from him was the thing that he spent his entire life trying to get back. His freedom. From his first moments of life, the 12th Primarch knew no peace. Eldari assassins sent to kill him fell upon him nearly the moment he crawled out of his gestation pod.
Oh,
Though
shit.
no record of the battle exists, what is known is that none of the Xenos survived. Woe unto you, Eldari killers, for you could not spare the galaxy from the horror to come. Not long after this botched assassination attempt, the ruling inhabitants of the world came across this injured Primarch. In this child, they saw vast potential. If these Xenos could fall to his might, then he would certainly be quite the spectacle in the fighting pits. The men that nursed him back to health took him to the planetary capital.
Wait, so he was like a literal child when he defeated these assassins? Oh my god. Baby like Hercules. That's crazy.
Unlike some of the brothers he knew nothing of, the child would not receive a loving family, an opportunity at education, or even a chance to make his own way in the world. No, this stray boy was flung into the fighting pits of Nuceria, where he was forced to kill and kill
as a child, as a baby,
and every bond
dude.
he forged would end in blood.
Wait, why were they trying to kill him in the first place? Why did these Eldari assassins try to kill him? What was that about? Like, how did they know where he was and went to kill him? It's probably not important, but it did make me wonder. They saw his future. Oh, because they knew the future and they wanted to prevent it. Okay. Oh, that's sad. Actually. Huh. Okay. And then this guy was like, you know what? This child will be great entertainment. So let's let him be in a fucking military. Yuki! Hey! Hey! Stop that. Hold on. No. That's Yuzu's food. Oh my god. The other problem is that Yuki is perma-hungry. So he goes and tries to eat Yuzu's food when she's done. Something like full-size adults after a few months. Coliseum. Huh.
Just to survive.
Okay.
And every bond he forged would end in blood. It was during these first days that the boy rose to prominence in the arena, slaying all he fought. But it was also when he learned his place in the world. He was fighting for his life in the pit, but the people in the stands cheered and clapped for all this senseless slaughter. It was all a game to them. The boy killed until they gave him a name. Angron. Angron Thalkur. It was a harsh,
Huh.
ugly sound that meant child of the mountain. The name
Oh.
held no hope for aspirations for his future, nor the love of a parent. It was simply the name of the place they had decided not to leave him.
Ouch, that
Angron's
sucks.
solitary life of killing for other people's entertainment was visited by one ray of goodness. The presence of his senior, the gladiator named Anomus. For the short time they spent together in the cave prisons of Nuceria, Angron had the closest thing he would ever have to a father. And the pit took even that away from him too, as seen in Angron, slave of Nuceria. There is no clear memory of when Angron takes the butcher's nail. He was drugged near death to drag him from the caves and bring him to the Dark Tower, where the High Riders' technomancers dwelt. From there, the vision is fractured, unclear and laced with reddened cobwebs of agony. From then on, even memory is glimpsed as though seen through a veil of blood. He wakes, no longer in the tower, but chained to a wall. Then time shifts. He is fighting in the arena. Tethys tries to pass what is happening, but he feels Angron's pain as his own, and it paralyzes him. He can only watch the flickering images and mismatched sounds. Like a damaged vid feed, sand scatters, the distant roar of thousands of throats. He hears his name.
Hold on. Okay, I was wondering if I accidentally upped the playback speed.
Being screamed right before his face, ending with the crash of his fists against a shattering skull. By the time sense returns to Angron, and the butcher's nails leach back enough for Tethys to witness the memory clearly, Angron is alone again, manacled within his lightless cell. His every limb is bound to the wall with dense, heavy chains. He takes in the air in short, pained breaths, hissed through clenched teeth. And the nails, they send torment stabbing through every cell in his body. And the blood, he is covered in it. Its metallic stink fills his nose, and it is still warm as it drips from his chin. His skull throbs from the butcher's nails. His skin is fever hot as his body tries to heal over them, as if they were any other wound, but it can't. That is when he hears it. He hears the guards speaking together, laughing as they count their winnings after Anomus was butchered in the pit. He hears them say the name of the one who killed the only father he had ever known and desecrated his remains. That it was he, Angron, who had slain Anomus. The air is driven from his lungs. An invisible fist has entered his chest, crushing his heart in its grip. Angron sags forward, as far as his chains would allow before they snap taut. Anomus, the wisest of them, the best of them, the one who had spent decades readying the slaves for the uprising, the only one who could rally the gladiators to stand as one and throw off the High Riders' oppression, gone by his hand. The howl that rips from Angron's lips shakes the walls. It is so loud that it rouses the entire arena guard to scramble, fearing a slave rebellion.
Holy
he
shit.
Screams even after his throat tears and blood bursts from his lips. It continues on for 3 days. A scream of such sadness and pain, nothing like it has ever been heard before or since.
Okay, so let me get this right. So the things in his head are called the butcher's nails. And so they drugged him up and they took him up and they put butcher's nails in his head. And the butcher's nails made him like not realize what was going on, almost like he was drugged up. So when they threw him in to fight, he didn't know he was fighting. Or he was like so drugged up that he just didn't know what was happening. And they had pitted him against it caused excruciating pain. He was drugged. So he was like drugged and they basically took advantage and pitted him against his like only father figure / friend, and he killed him. He killed whatever his name was. Pump your anger to the max. Pain when he feels anything other than anger. The drugs made him realize, like, not realize who he was killing. Yeah, red haze of anger and agony because he refused to fight. Oh, huh. They removed some parts of his brains because the butcher nails weren't designed for Primarch brains. Oh, shit. Huh. Like the Hulk? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of like the Hulk. He doesn't feel or express anger. It causes pain, which makes him more angry. Rinse and repeat. Yeah. Dude. When they said here, I'm gonna save your comment. When they said that, oh, he had like this father figure, I was like, they're gonna fucking make them fight. That is what's gonna happen. But I didn't expect it to happen immediately. Heightens. I'm just pounding, never receding. Yeah. Result was even better when they put a tortured lobotomized Primarch in charge. Oh god, okay. It removed his empathetic abilities too. The nails dig into you. Yeah. Jeez. This poor dude. Okay.
Woe unto you, high riders of Nuceria, for you know not the gift that you have broken. They had forced him to kill his parent, just because Angron wished to spare his life. There was no justice in this world. For his mercy, they had made him into a monster. They would pay. Those high riders who made his life hell, and Anomus would be avenged. Though his father would not see the day that Angron and his brothers and sisters in slavery would take their freedom. By every last drop of blood in the Primarch's body, it would be taken. The revolt happened quickly. Anomius's cunning had laid the groundwork for it, and Angron's might saw it through. The gladiator slaves tore through the guards of the cave prisons and escaped into the mountains. For several grueling years, they eked out a miserable existence from the barren rock, but they were free. Free to live as they could and to die as they wished. Angron, although endlessly tormented by the butcher's nails, found a new outlet for his newfound rage. Armies were sent to root out this rabble of upstart slaves. He was a whirlwind of death compressed into the shape of a man. Where he walked, blood watered the soil, and bones soon outnumbered the rocks. None could stand before his might, and no amount of carnage could slake his bloodthirst. But one man could only do so much. Even a man as invincible as a Primarch. The armies of the High Riders were endless, and the gladiators were growing weak. They would die here, in these mountains. This was a conviction that visited them all in equal measure. The thought clung to them like a virus, burning behind their eyes and twisting its roots deep in their minds. Angron knew that it would happen soon, perhaps in a day or in the coming night, and he knew that when he drew his last breath, it would be surrounded by the bodies of his brothers and sisters. The sands would run a deeper shade of red on the day of his death. The next morning he saw them, not an army, 7 armies. The High Riders had sent 7 whole armies to battle against them. This would not be a battle. This was an extermination. They would all be bled like vermin and cast into the earth like so much worm food. But they would die free. They would spend the rest of their lives as slaves to no one. The horn sounded, and the free men and women of Nuceria's fighting arenas prepared to charge. Angron, the undefeated, at their fore. And then he was gone. In a flash of light, Angron, the child of the mountain, stood before a man in gleaming golden armor. The air was dry, as if it hadn't been fresh in years, and he was surrounded. Though some trickery, it seemed that one battle had been traded for another, but the man in gold had other plans, as seen in Ghost of Nuceria. A phalanx of golden-armored warriors surrounded him. The closest took one step further, and Angron killed him for it. The blink of an eye was all it took before he cast the corpse to the ground, torn in half from collar to groin by his bare hands.
Sheesh.
They backed away in an instant, passing to allow the Emperor to come forward.
Where am I? You are on my ship, away from that planet. My brothers, my sisters, where? What has been done to you is regrettable. What transpired below was regrettable, but we have not the time. You are meant for far grander things than a mere servile war. If you are so mighty, why not help us? Why not step down from the Golden Palace here, down into the mud where the real struggle is born out? Instead, you ripped me off from my destiny, from the only chance I had to ever grasp serenity. to fall a free man beside those with whom I twisted a rope and cast off the shackles. Because I am the Emperor, and my eyes are set upon this galaxy. All her stars and worlds, and not simply the wars or tyrants of any single one. So shall your eyes be set as you take up the mantle you were brought into this life to bear, the mantle of Primarch, to command your legion and unite the stars beneath my banner.
He needed Angron, just like the High Riders did. Blood sport on the hot dust, conquest of the galaxy, it was all the same. Two different masters, but in the end, Angron was always a slave.
I died down there with my brothers and sisters, freezing, starving, and free. Emperor or no, creator or no, all you will ever get of me is a shell.
Damn.
The ghost of Angron, who never left Mysteria. Then a ghost will have to suffice.
Shit, that's so fucked up. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, I see the best dad comments now. Damn. Little Aang. He's still little here? As by a guy who explicitly said he hates the Emperor and wanted to destroy his character. I mean, again, we're watching other creators retell stories, right? So there's always gonna be bias, right? No sense. You like the reading of Angron retelling the battle? Oh, I see. Yeah, again, if you guys have suggestions, feel free to put them in Discord. It does suck though that the actual writer. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Little Aang. He had a dog? Little Aang was his dog? Oh my god. Oh. But when did he... Okay, so when did the Emperor find him? Like, did he just find him whenever he, like, you know, poofed him away? Or was he watching him for a while? He was watching. He was watching for a while? That's so fucked. That's so fucked. Was he watching when he got the butcher's nails or before? When they were tearing through cities. So he was watching when they, like, escaped. Okay. He was near the last found. Of course. It would work like that, wouldn't it? If you have video suggestions, you can put them in the videos chat. That'd be perfect. Thank you for asking, Claire. But, like, why not save the friends and let them be the start of the Legion? Like, what the fuck? Oh, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Damn. Damn. The Legion was already made. Oh. Surely there could be room for a few more. Oh, really? Converting an adult is harder than a kid? Huh. I see. Okay. I'll continue.
Woe unto you, O Emperor of Man, for you have turned your son against you forever. Angron was gifted with a new legion, but unlike his Primarch siblings, he rejected them. The Warhounds were superior in every way to his brothers and sisters of Nuceria, but he never saw them as family. They were merely cheap imitations of his comrades, now long dead on the Red Sands. hands. No matter how hard they fought, Angron would never accept them as his, merely tools for wreaking the slaughter that his father and the Nails demanded of him. The Nails were always buzzing in his head, always urging him to kill. Any emotion save anger was rewarded with piercing pain behind his eyes. They never stopped, not when he woke, not when he slept. The only time they let him feel anything other than pain was in the heat of battle. Even then, he always needed to kill more to keep his relief. Despite
like a
stealing
drug
Angron away from his gladiator kin in their hour of greatest need, and claiming that he would serve him adequately as a ghost of himself, the Emperor did try to remove the butcher's nails from Angron's skull. At some point after receiving his legion, Angron was brought to the laboratories under Terra, where he was heavily sedated, so that he could be looked over by the Emperor and his trusted scientist, Angron.
Oh, so they did try.
Master of mankind.
Angron.
Yes, I am trying to undo the damage that has been done to the 12th.
The Emperor gestured a free hand, similarly smeared with blood, to 3 screens that still projected a flickering hololithic of the giant's mutilated skull, brain, and spinal column.
It is my belief that you have seen this device before. Is that so?
Yes, Divine One. In my expedition down to the Hexarchian vaults.
Vaults that were resealed by your own decree, ratified by Fabricator General Kelbor Hal, and all findings within unrecorded.
Yes, Divine One. The law within represented a moral threat and a potential perversion of cognition.
But you saw a device like this.
Arkenland nodded.
The profane texts entombed within the Hexarchian vaults named it a cruciumen. I have never seen one implanted and operational, and never of this specific pattern and intensity. In the repose of stasis or storage, the devices in the sealed vault were rather more crude than this construct.
That is to be expected.
Why, in your infinite wisdom, would you plant this device inside a Primarch?
I did not do so, Arcan.
Then, with great shame, I confess that I am not certain what I am looking at, Divine One.
The 12th and its legion call them the Butcher's Nails. You are looking at modifications to my original template of the 12th. More precisely, you are looking at modifications of primitive genius. Before these
so this guy created the
examinations, I
Primarch.
believed the enhancements performed upon the 12th on Mysteria were the source of its emotional instability. My hypothesis was that they stirred the 12th to a sense of perpetual, but ultimately artificial rage. Yet, the opposite is true. With the alterations made to the limbic lobe and insular cortex, the surgeons have impaired the 12th's ability to regulate any emotion at all. Furthermore, they have rethreaded its capacity to take pleasure in anything but the sensation of anger. They are the only chemicals and electrical signals that flow freely through and from its brain. All else is either dulled
he keeps
to
saying
nothingness
it's?
or rewired to inspire a supreme degree of agony. It is a testament to the durability of my Primarch project that the 12th has managed to survive this long.
His own emotions cause him pain.
No, Arcan. Everything causes it pain. Thinking, feeling, breathing. The only respite it has is in the rewired neurological pleasure it receives.
Oh, that
from
was the
chemicals of
Emperor the
anger
whole
and aggression.
time.
That is vile. Perversion of cognition rather than purification.
Such rewriting of physiology certainly hinders the 12th's higher brain functions. The device is cunningly wrought for something so crude.
Can you remove it?
Of course.
Then, Divine One, why would you leave it there?
This is why. Do you see?
Arkan saw. The tendrils are sunk deep, rooted in the meat of the brain, threaded to the nervous system, and down in rough serpentine coils around the spinal column. Every movement must have been agony for the Primarch, feeding back into the base emotions of anger and spite. Worse, The brain's limbic lobe and insular cortex were more than just savaged by the pain engine's insertion. They had been surgically attacked and removed even before implantation. The device hammered into his skull hadn't removed those sections of the brain. It had replaced them. Ugly black cybernetics showed on the internal scans, in place of entire sections of the Primarch's brain tissue.
They are the only things keeping him alive.
That whole time I thought it was the, like, doctor person that was calling him It's and the 12th, and then I realized that it was the fucking Emperor, and that made me want to, like, lose my mind. Emperor doesn't care for any of his creations and will have them all killed when he's done. That's crazy. Why do we like this guy? We don't like this guy, I guess is the correct answer. It's nothing but a tool. He uses different words with different people. Interesting. Well, it's about perception, right? Proto Space Marines were the Thunder Warriors. And this wasn't the first time he's done something like this. Oh, huh. Everyone in 40k sucks. Oh, someone likes the Emperor. He's an interesting asshole. Yeah, I mean, the assholes can be interesting, you know. They can still be assholes, even if they're interesting. If the only argument's what the Emperor did was necessary or not. Yeah. We do and we don't. Yeah, we do and we don't. I understand. Hi, Sam. Thank you. Biggest dick around. Maybe if he was a bit more decent, a bit more empathetic, maybe some things could be better. Oh, and different writers, so slightly different lore. I guess I could see that too. Like, depending on the writer, maybe. They're more like Greek tragic heroes or like a Chinese classic, the best and worst of humanity. Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard to think like this is supposed to be for humanity when it just all seems so fucked up, you know? It probably wouldn't have had half his sons rebel if he was a decent person. Yeah, maybe. He's multifaceted because of all the different writers. Yeah, that for sure makes sense too. Thanks, Clock. I hope you have a good one. Thank you for the lurk. Wanted a perfect humanity. And then see the current humans, so this time is inadequate. Emperor is the definition of the ends justify the means, but his angle is so huge that the means become incredibly abominable. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I get so far for sure. Huh. He warps the perception based on who you are. I guess that makes sense too. Political satire. The Emperor isn't supposed to be a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. He's so ancient and powerful, he's disconnected. He's dreaming of a future of humanity like him. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna continue.
Indeed, the nails were an inseparable
so
part
the
of
nails
just
cannot be removed.
As a hand or a lung or a heart.
At least he tried, I guess.
Away and replaced by the terrible machine. His urge to kill rose at the slightest provocation, including whatever he considered to be the failures of his sons. His legion, now dubbed the World Eaters, had gained a measure of his approval since taking a facsimile of the butcher's nails into their own skulls. Angron's captain, Khan, was the first of his legion to survive this horrific process, earning Angron's begrudging respect. The Emperor highly disapproved of this practice, seeing the newly altered World Eaters as mindless berserkers and little else. He sent his son, Lehman Russ, to talk some sense into his wayward brother, not bothering to go himself. A tense standoff took place on the planet of Ghenna, but being that neither the Wolf King nor the Red Angel were known for patience, negotiations broke down and a brutal battle erupted between the brothers and their legions. The ground ran red with the blood of demigods and transhumans alike. The event would be remembered as the Night of the Wolf, and was one of the first instances of Space Marine upon Space Marine conflict.
Oh.
Woe to you, Eaters of Worlds, for you are following your father down the path of destruction. When the Horus heresy broke out and set the galaxy aflame, Angron needed no convincing to cast off the Emperor's yoke. He had been a slave on Nuceria, and the Emperor treated him as little more than a blunt instrument. Now would be his time to strike where he wished, to conquer where he wanted. At the end of this last war, he would finally be free. Or so he thought. Horus whispered lies and half-truths into Angron's ears. Words that he wanted to hear so much that he even heard them over the buzzing of the butcher's nails. He could be free of the Emperor's chains. He should be free. He would be free. Assigned to work with his brother Lorgar in a campaign known as the Shadow Crusade, Angron and his legion participated in the Battle of Calth, a hammer blow that would see the Ultramarines crippled and out of the war. The Red Angel was as bloodthirsty as ever, taking his time in sacking cities and slaughtering all that crossed his path. The nails sang in his head every time he spilled blood, and they were a sweet symphony now. Why should he stop? The weakling preacher of a brother Horus had sent to babysit him whined that he was wasting both their time. But he knew nothing of the ecstasy of battle. How could he? Lorgar was not brought up in the fighting pits. Lorgar's companions had been scripture and public speaking. He knew nothing. The two brothers, one a reverend, a harbinger of the dark gods, and one a revenant, a frothing animal that longed for carnage, returned to Angron's homeworld of Nuceria. Lorgar told his brother that he deserved a sense of closure, and that he hoped he could overcome the influence of the butcher's nails. In reality, the winds and whispers of chaos were singing in Lorgar's mind. The dark gods were guiding them here for a terrible event. All they needed was one priest and one sacrifice. Unimpressed by the descendants of the High Riders, Angron ordered that the entire planet be put to the sword. Let the land be awash with their blood. A contingent of Imperial forces arrived to halt the slaughter, including a contingent of Warhound Titans. However, even the god machines of the Mechanicum of Mars found that the Primarch would not be killed so easily, as seen in Betrayal.
Blood for the blood god.
The Warhound Titans.
Wait, so the Space Wolves. Oh man, I was like, I'll remember his name. I already forgot his name. The Space Wolves versus Angron was a stalemate. Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ versus Angron was a stalemate. And then they left? I was confused by that. Oh, Angron's held in contempt. He could have freed himself and made a plan. He could have made something more of himself. He chose to remain a slave. Lehman tried to teach him a lesson. And then they ended up fighting, and it was like a stalemate, so he left. And then Lorgar came into the picture, and we're also kind of fighting. They stalemated because the Empress didn't want to lose either. Yeah. So they said, okay, we disagree. We're gonna disagree to disagree. Goodbye. Both Primarchs would have died, yeah. Angron doesn't care about him. Yeah. And then... And now the gods of chaos are, like, whispering in Angron's ear. Like, hey, we're, like, super cool. You want to come hang out with us? He said, Lorgar, during the heresy, okay. Lehman tried to get Angron to stop being so rebellious. Yeah. Okay.
Anti-infantry bolters spat their tracer fire at the prone Lorgar. The first burst chewed glass, spraying fragments everywhere. The second two punched home in the scorched armor, blasting the fallen Emperor's son onto his back, a vessel of cooked, punctured meat.
Ew.
We just killed a Primarch. We just killed a Primarch.
Crush him. Leave them nothing to bury.
Oh
The Warhound
shit,
Titan
wait.
walked, its backward-jointed legs hammered down.
Angron
with the
killed
Primarch's body.
Lorgar?
The Warhound shook, unbalanced with one leg.
Who
in the
did he
air.
just
Great
kill?
gears in the War Machine's knees and hip protested with rough mechanical coughs.
Get that leg down. Finish it.
Something's obstructing us. Kai lifted his targeting visor again, looking out of the Warhound's left eye windshield. My princeps, the World Eaters in the ruins.
Oh, they thought they
Cheering.
killed Angron.
The bleeding
Okay.
demigod had torn his way through
The
the
Titan
ground,
did.
giving voice to his resurrection with a bellow nothing short of Ursine. Gore sheeted him, painting him in a dark, rich red wetness. He threw his axes away, ruined and never to be wielded again, and breathed freedom into his lungs. It smelled of melted glass and felt like sunburn.
Lorgar.
The word-bearer lifted a scalded hand, not for aid, but in warning. Angron had no time to lift his mutilated brother sprawled at his feet. He turned, raising his arms, and took a god machine's weight on his shoulders. Every muscle in his body looked tighter than the iron, trying to crush him. Drool streamed through his teeth, skinned knuckles white as he defied the will of a titan. He gave a bear's roar as the foot lowered another half-meter. Sinews crackled in his shoulders. His broken
shit.
boots skidded back on the pitch of unglassed rock. Something cracked in his spine. Something else cracked in his left knee. The compression of his bones sounded like twigs breaking underfoot, which was a vivid burst of imagination he didn't appreciate. But he could hear his men cheering. He could hear them howling as they killed, crying his name. He dug his boots into the ground, with a smile slitting across his broken angel face. He shifted his slipping blood-slick grip on the Titan's clawed foot and started pushing back.
Lorgar, get up. I can't hold this forever.
Holy
Angron
shit.
did manage to save his brother from the Titan, and the two wreaked a bloody harvest of blood and souls on the planet's red sands. But a new foe had arrived. Rabute Gilliman himself, the Primarch and his Ultramarines had recovered quickly from their mauling at Calth, and now the Primarch of the 13th had come to claim his pound of flesh. Wordbearers and World Eaters alike fell before him and his Astartes, and Gilliman engaged Angron in single combat. Their duel was one of hellish proportions, as an unnatural storm gathered above and around them. Lorgar's plan was coming to fruition, but the two brothers were oblivious, one blinded by indignant righteous fury, and the other blinded by the thirst for blood, as seen in Betrayal.
Heretics, no better than the treasonous cultures we've quashed for the last 200 years. Did you learn nothing? Either of you?
Always the teacher. It grieves me this was necessary, Rabute.
Gilliman ignored him, aiming his gauntlet at Angron.
I've heard Lorgar's puling heresies already. What brought you so low, brother? Did the machine in your skull finally refashion your loyalty into madness?
They let me dream. They give me peace. What would you know, struggle, perfect son?
Damn.
When have you fought against the mutilation of your mind? When have you had to do anything more than tally compliances and polish your armor?
Oh, fuck.
Childish. Does it really come down to this? So pitiably childish.
Childish. The people of your well-named Great One. The people of mine call me slave. Which one of us landed on a paradise of civilization to be raised by a foster father, Rabute? Which one of us was given armies to lead after training in the halls of the McCragan High Riders? Which one of us inherited a strong, cultured kingdom?
Angron sprayed bloody spit as the words left his mouth.
And which one of us had to rise up against a kingdom with nothing but a horde of starving slaves? Which one of us was a child, enslaved on a world of monsters, with his brain cut up by carving knives?
The two Primarchs met again.
Damn.
Gilliman's power gauntlet should have easily deflected Angron's chainswords, but the World Eater's strength drove his brother back step by step.
Listen to your blue-clad wretches yelling of courage and honor, courage and honor,
Damn.
courage and honor. Do you even know the meaning of those words? Courage is fighting the kingdom that enslaves you, no matter that their armies overshadow yours 10,000 to 1. You know nothing of courage. Honor is resisting a tyrant when all others suckle and grow fat on the hypocrisy he feeds them. You know nothing of honor.
Gilliman parried, forced back further by the
Damn, he got
blows.
You're
cooked.
still a slave, Angron. Enslaved by your past, blind to the future. Too hateful to learn, too spiteful to prosper.
Shit. He roasted him so hard. God damn. Gilliman is your boy, Ver? I don't know. He just got cooked. He kind of got cooked. Literally called him privileged. Yeah, I guess so. A decent number of Primarchs had insanely brutal upbringings. Yeah. I mean, the lobotomy situation is like really what cooked him. If it wasn't for that, I think he would have been okay, you know? Yeah, that's wild.
He was in many things. Rabute Gilliman was right. Though beaten back by Angron's might and recovered by his sons, Gilliman was not saved solely by them. No, Lorgar was there with a gift from his masters, a final, permanent shackle for his beloved
Yeah,
brother.
I can fix all of them.
And
I
completing
believe.
a hellish ritual, Lorgar offered his brother unto the service of the blood god Khorne, who gladly accepted this new plaything. Angron was transformed into a gigantic creature of muscle, leathery wings, and hooved feet. His face, once human, was twisted into a death's head, somewhere between that of a pig and a bear. And most tragically ironic of all, the butcher's nails sat atop his skull, where they had always been, singing violence into his thoughts and will, his very soul.
Okay, but like, Angron kind of didn't have a choice. You know, you guys are saying like, no, Angron, an idiot, or Angron just spewed words out, Gilliman no words of a master. I disagree. Angron, I don't know. I have empathy for him. How can he look to the future when he feel like he doesn't have one? How can he, I don't know. Like I imagine there's only so much of the pain of the nails he can tolerate before he dies, right? Ironically, if he just let himself feel the other things, then he would probably like die, right? Or can he just like no longer feel them now at all? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's always a choice. There's always a choice for sure. But like, when you literally can't feel anything other than anger or it's just pain, I don't know. I don't know. That's, you know, there's an argument there. To feel gets turned back into anger and pain. Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that Gilliman was even wrong, but it's like he didn't understand. I don't know. It's about how Angron doesn't let go. It's why he hates his sons and everything. He can't let go of the memory of the gladiators who died, for sure. But I wonder if like he can't, like, can he not let go because of the butcher's nails? Like, if he lets go, then does he like lose something to help him not feel the pain all the time? I don't know. I don't know.
Woe unto you, Lorgar Aurelian, for in damning your brother, you have damned yourself. Now little more than an animal, and gifted with an unholy blade forged by the Dark Mechanicum, the demon prince Angron carved a fiery, bloody wound across the stars. Even his own legion, even Khan, were terrified of him, uncertain how to serve this monster they called father, as seen in Prince of Blood.
Father?
Angron's eyes smolder with their own infernal light, the murderous glare of the god's most lethal creation.
Father.
Jeez.
Father, is it over?
Khan steadies himself. To avert his eyes would be to invite death.
Sire, it is Karn, of the 8th Company. Karn, sire.
Brave corrupt Khan. Yes. Yes, I remember you.
This was the most lucid Angron had been in many months.
How long do they live? When no one takes their skulls.
Mortals are feeble things, sire. Without intervention, they will endure much less than 100 years, and much of that is spent in pain.
My legion. What is it becoming, Khan?
We are following you, sire. We will follow you into eternity. Because you are our father.
I am not your father, Great Grub. You are not like me. I should not be here.
Angron begins to rise out from behind the throne.
We have only ever wanted to please you, sire. My brothers and I
should not be here. Why do you keep me here? Why do you keep me in the dark?
This is your flagship, sire. Your place is with us. We spill blood together so that you may remain.
Angron shudders, screwing his eyes shut and letting out a vile sound that could almost be a whimper.
No. The Legion is not mine, but anymore. The blood god calls to me. He's calling me to his side, too.
Sire, I assure you, we are free to...
No. Reality itself tracks against its imperfect limbs. My strength is failing. I should be so much more. But you love less.
The Primarch begins to claw at his own face.
Oh, this is not freedom. It is slavery.
Khan falls to his knees. It wounds his soul to see his father suffer like this. And then, the Demon Prince rises to his full height, opening those leathery wings so wide that they almost touch the pillars on each side of the hall. The deck beneath his cloven hooves begins to shudder as the otherworldly energies roil about. He roars again, bringing dust from the arches above.
I will have blood. Blood for the blood god. Blood for my lord Khorne.
Jeez.
Angron would have his fill of blood and skulls soon enough, for terror awaited, and there...
Hold on, I want my slippers. Where are my slippers? I found them. Sorry, it's very important, you know? I feel like I should have had, like, popcorn or something. Like, like we're watching a movie together and I should have a popcorn and a soda. So, Khorne is the chaos god. And Khorne is the dude that was just talking. Like one of his Legion dudes. Angron is tragic. I am learning. It's very tragic. Okay. Khorne was the captain. Okay. Khorne with the funny. Oh, the one that... So the first one to survive the butcher's nails. Okay. Okay. Then there's Kane. Oh god. Khorne is second in command. Captain Khorne, Blood God Khorne. Okay. Okay. Okay.
There were plenty of lambs to choose from. In the skies above the Imperial Palace, he dueled his brother, the other angel, the great angel, Sanguinius. The brothers' battle was something out of ancient myth. One, the spitting image of a mighty angel of the heavens. The other, a twisted demon, coughed out of the blackest circle of hell. Angron held the advantage, fueled by the power and strength of the Blood God, but the might of the Blood Angel was no less potent. Though impaled on Angron's black blade, Sanguinius took hold of the cables of the butcher's nails and tore them free from Angron's skull, doing what his father could not or would not. With a scream, Angron, the child of the mountains, the lord of the red sands, and demon of Khorne, was banished to the warp. With their lord's demise, the World Eaters flew into a frenzy and began massacring their own. Chased from the land of the skies of terror, the World Eaters retreated to the Eye of Terror, where their father awaited them. Under his influence, they were corrupted completely into Khorne's service. Once a mighty legion, reduced to berserkers and butchers, just like their father. In a cruel twist of irony, Angron and his legion were finally united as slaves. In M41, Angron made planetfall once more, this time onto the surface of the world of Armageddon, where he reaped a bloody toll of skulls for the Skull Throne, only through the combined efforts of the Space Wolves, the sons of his brother who he had fought so long ago, and the Grey Knights, an upstart chapter of cowardly weakling wizards and soothsayers, was he brought low once more, losing his great black blade in the process. After the opening of the Great Rift, Angron was allowed off his leash again, this time to reclaim his old ship, the Conqueror, and take control of a World Eater's fleet, as is their purpose under Khorne's simple directive, to take blood and skulls. Angron and the World Eaters slew and slew, their thirst for blood never sated. This showing of slaughter was so pleasing to the Blood God that he empowered Angron to destroy a holy relic known as the Choral Engine, sending out a horrific psychic shockwave that unleashed the murder curse, corrupting nearly all those present, including those previously thought to have been resistant to corruption, like the Sisters of Battle and the newly minted Primaris Space Marines. Angron's reign of terror will not last forever, though.
What happened to all those corrupted people? Did they just come under the world leaders? They got corrupted because of a relic that got destroyed? Sanguinius tore out the nails. He looked in Angron's head and it was nothing but butcher's nails. Jeez. Angron was Khorne's second choice? That's crazy. Angron will resurrect as a demon again and again. So he can't ever die, basically. He'll just continue to resurrect. Ask you think Sanguinius was doing. So is that where Sanguinius died? He died to Angron? To the Black Blade? No. Okay, I didn't think so. This fight. Oh, this fight right now is before that one. Okay. I thought it was cool. I was like, I feel like I'd remember Angron killing Sanguinius. Okay. The corrupted people killed each other and they were executed. Okay. Huh. He resurrects after 8 days every time. Oh, I do remember us talking about that. Every 8 days, right? Okay.
Unbeknownst to him, another beast stalked the stars. During the Battle of Wormwood, Angron arrived seeking the skull of Dante, the chapter master of the Blood Angels. As he stood over the Astartes' broken body, he was interrupted by his returned brother, Lion L. Johnson. The two apex predators fought a duel that none could interrupt. Angron soaked in the favor of Khorne, and the Lion armed with his shining blade, fealty, and the shield of their father, the Emperor. Eventually, though, his skill at arms, or perhaps through a twist of fate, the Lion struck a decisive, crippling blow on his brother and beheaded him with the edge of his mighty shield. Angron exploded into gore, banished from reality, but he will not stay banished for long. Angron's is a tale of a slave that never got his freedom. Through his own choices or the choices of others, he was always a pawn in someone else's game. The child that could have grown to be the mightiest of the Primarchs instead fell to be the most mindless berserker in the Dark God's toy box.
Damn.
Now redemption is out of reach for the Red Angel, his soul firmly in Khorne's brass-plated fist. Only time will tell what woes will be wrought upon the stars the next time the Hound slips his leash. Woe unto you, Imperium of Man, for the mad Hound of Khorne comes for your blood.
Damn. That story is so incredibly
Brothers and sisters of the Imperium,
tragic.
The creation of these chronicles demands time, toil, and no small measure of coin. Each patron who joins our cause does more than support. They become part of the very war engine
We gotta
that drives
watch
these
to the
tales
very
forward.
end.
From humble initiates
The
to
least we
exalted
can do
demon
is
princes,
support
our
the
Patreon
people that
offers
we're
many
watching,
tiers, each
so.
created with unique rewards and honors. And at the end of every podcast, we pay tribute to our most valiant supporters.
Every 8
those
days.
whose names are etched in digital glory. Join us, and together we shall keep the lore alive.
You have to roll a 666 to resurrect him. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, Sanguinius is a nightmare to fight. He flies with Mach 3 a kilometer above your head and rains down a psychic bolt. I see. Angron is mostly used to show off how strong other characters are now. Coral engine, he was able to find a moment of peace. Yeah, that sucks though. He like fought for his freedom and then thought he could fight for it again in a different way, and he just kept ending up on someone else's leash. Being an immortal berserker makes you not too defensive based, so you die a lot. I mean, I guess if he can reincarnate every 8 days, then well. Sanguinius smashed a demon like a meteor, as in a literal meteor from space. That's crazy. Angron has a sword he made by beating the shit out of another demon with an iron rod. That is kind of cool, actually. Yeah. So Adeptus Ridiculous was also recommended as a video to learn more about Angron, and so I imagine it'll go over a lot of what we talked about, but maybe in a different way, because it's like 2 people talking on a podcast. I'm hoping. I didn't watch either of these because I wanted to watch them live with you guys, but I'm hoping the first video was a good like overall introduction, and then this one will get into like a few more details maybe, where maybe it'll just help me remember, because it'll be retelling of some stuff. So, but yeah, I wanted to check out like different creators too, so more casual, but still good info. Yeah, I hope so. It was recommended. It seems like a lot of people really like it. We'll check it out. I felt like this would be a good chance to check out something different as well. Since we watched the first one, I have like a bit of an understanding, you know, of Angron's story, and so now I'll be able to see how it compares, right, to Adeptus Ridiculous versus how AA told it. So yeah. So this is my first time checking out Adric. So yeah, I do know it's Bricky's podcast. I do know that, but you know, we play around. Learning Warhammer is new. Reacting to content is new. It's all new to me. So I'm trying to figure out what kinds of videos I enjoy the most. I'm also sure it'll be less visually appealing because it's a podcast. So we'll see how we feel about that too. But yeah, hold on. Let me just check. That. Okay, sorry. Okay. Let us enjoy. I have some images, yeah. Some, but probably not like a fully
My name is DK,
edited,
and
you know?
through the Adeptus Ridiculous, I have slowly been learning more and more, and I think I can safely say I know a little bit about Warhammer 40k now, thanks to Bricky, who has been sort of guiding us through the twists and turns of all the ridiculousness of Warhammer. But before we get into today's episode, if you enjoy the podcast, please head on over to Patreon.com.
You listen during class? You shouldn't do that. You should pay attention to class.
You get tons of benefits for joining the Patreon or supporting the podcast.
We love posters of big boobed anime girls. Shy is the editor.
Nice.
Oh my god, that's cute that it was her idea.
You get access to all of them, not just
I love
this
that.
week's, not just last week's, but all of them. And outtakes and blooper reels and stuff like that. So if you enjoy the podcast, patreon.com.
Only point is the banter. Yeah.
Also, Bricky,
we're gonna check it out.
Do you realize that we are less than $5 away from hitting the $9,000 goal and you having to do an Alpha Legion episode?
Fuck.
I was hoping for that kind of reaction. So, you know, I'm just letting you know you got to prepare for an Alpha Legion episode because it is 100% going
the producer
to happen.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna get ready.
Good luck. You want to tell everybody about the book club and the merch now that I've dropped that bombshell on you?
Yeah, book club.
I don't
book for the next month. Early
I don't
July,
ever
want to
skip.
Ghost, the first installment,
Like,
the first.
I feel
only.
like
You do not need to read all 9.
the least I can do
Just the
if I'm
first
watching
book.
someone else's
Gaunt's Ghost, it's
content
amazing. Definitely read it.
is let
The
them
new
chill.
minis are
So
actually
we're
on
letting them
pre-order right now
chill.
if you want to grab them as well. The rules actually look pretty good, unlike most of Guard. And yeah, I know it hurts.
Yikes.
And also, if you want to check out
Wow.
any merchandise, orchidate.com, or check out the link in the description. We've got shirts, hoodies, and Doge Van Dyer stickers. Today, we're doing a wonderful World Eaters episode, but
Okay.
I want to preface this
Wait,
by
did I
saying
click
we're
the right
doing
one?
it a little
Yeah, I did.
different. So for a while, we've done a Legion/chapter episode, and it's mainly been about the Primarch because that's kind of the way the chapter goes.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
instead, those generally end up being like an hour and a half, really long. So what we're going to do instead is today, we're going to talk about the World Eaters and Angron. And then
That meme.
we'll do this one's on Angron. Today, this week, Angron. And then next week, we'll be on World Eaters. I'll have some additional stuff. We'll talk more about some of the World Eaters characters, what they're up to nowadays, a little bit more about their traditions, that kind of stuff.
Sick.
And we might actually like retroactively do some more on the prior legions. Perhaps we'll talk a little bit more about like the Night Lords or like the Ultramarines in a more basic sense after we get this stuff done. But I need to finish reading
The
Night
next
Lords
20
omnibus
episodes.
before I can get that going.
Are you guys tired of hearing about the Ultramarines yet?
I'm looking forward to more supplementary info on the Night Lords because that was a great episode.
Ooh,
Love the
Night Lords.
Love Kurz. But really looking
That's a cool
forward
image.
to Angron and 40K's,
Angron.
Yeah, Angron. 40K's not so subtle naming scheme. 40K in the curious case of the not so subtle name. I wonder if Angron's angry, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Angron, the curious case of subtlety. What is it? So, might as well just get jumping into this because Angron, like Kurz, I was like, it's this big angry man, it's Korn, the buff of the blood god. And then I read him and I'm like, wow, this is sad. This is sad. And then I kind of felt bad because I think me before this podcast, before I had to do a lot more looking up stuff, research, I was very much like an Imperial, where I kind of only knew what Imperials would know. So I was like, Angron, yeah, he's that idiot who's always angry and stuck nails in his brain to make himself angrier. That's not quite the case. It's
From what little I know about like Warhammer, whenever Angron comes up, there's always like,
I'm seeing all these angry pictures of Angron. Tell me someone has made a meme somewhere. You know the meme that's like, it's only a game. Why are you so mad? Like someone has done that with Angron's picture. I don't know why, but that's like all I can think about in this moment. Like that's just in my head.
oh, angry, me, Spike and Pale Head. But then there's always like these comments for like, yo, maybe don't make fun of him so much because it's actually like super hardcore depressing why he does that and why he's so angry, and it's actually a lot more complex. So, ooh, I want to know more.
Well, I don't
Regale
want
me.
people to gatekeep Angron's feelings because that's pretty a low you can hit. But there is definitely interesting. So, Emperor,
Okay.
Mount Everest or Himalayan mountains, whatever, tubes, Zinch or whoever, flying out of the galaxy. Angron landed on a quote civilized world far away in the galaxy called
Quote.
Nuceria. And Nuceria was
Trash.
technologically advanced, actually decently, but was ruled over by a very wealthy elite in palaces and villas with slums and favelas all around past them. You ever seen that famous picture of Brazil where it's like a gorgeous hotel or like, you know, skyscraper and then it just cuts right next to it and just straight up slums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, like, all these like they're basically living in like trash heaps and they're just these stilted. Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. So it's basically like that. And the oligarchic rulers used consistent, regular gladiatorial death matches in these huge arenas to distract the lower class from their poverty. So it was
so
the big,
that's
wealthy
why.
and elite used gladiator arenas to make the impoverished less angry. And a slaver
And
was
that
the
worked?
first to find Angron way up in this mountain. And Angron was bloody and battered, surrounded by alien corpses high up on the mountain. And Imperial Record doesn't really know what species they are. Some think it was Eldar, who were trying to kill the Primarch because they foretold what he would become. Which, I gotta be honest, I don't like Eldar a whole lot, but having them all get fucked by an infant sounds like a little bit of a disservice to the Eldar.
Little bit. Oh, that's true, because he'd be an infant at this point, right? It's
He'd
not
be
like
very young.
Grown.
Oh,
Infant
yeah.
dunking on Eldar.
That's how the Romans
Yeah,
did
so
it.
maybe not Eldar. Maybe
Yeah,
they were like,
I mean, it makes
maybe
sense,
they
I
sent,
guess.
Like 3 civilian Eldar, like, hey, just strangled the kid in his crib. I don't know. Either way, Angron was super wounded, but he alive. And he was taken as a slave by the planet's ruling masters. They're called the High Riders, which, I mean, yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so
and
the
he was
High
brought to
Riders.
a palace at the most powerful city-state, and he
By
was
their name.
sold as a slave to the ruling clan of House Thalkir. Now,
Valkyr.
he was still a frightened young child at this point, and the first thing they did with him is they took him and 99 other guys, and he was going Fortnite Battle Royale.
Holy
gonna
shit.
Get down. Angron wiped out Tomato Town, and they fucking threw him into a pit, and then they started pouring acid into the pit.
Oh my god.
Oh, as if
And
the
they were-
death match wasn't enough.
No, like, here's acid. You know, you gotta raise the stakes. Go
Oh,
kill
they
your fellow
actually
friends.
did that.
And so, you know, Chug Jug here, fucking Fortnite dab there, Rick Sanchez in Fortnite, Angron was the final one to live. And
Wow.
still a big
Those
plot.
I hate that those are all actual Fortnite references. Like,
Just you wait, DK. They have Rick Sanchez in Fortnite. Wait till they partner with GW. Wait until we have Ultramarine in Fortnite. It will happen.
that would be
That,
would be
has
kinda
that
cool.
happened yet?
Like,
I
Rick
feel like that
Sanchez-
should happen.
Rick Sanchez in Fortnite is like, oh my god, I didn't think I could cringe any harder at Fortnite, and then they.
Yeah, he's an infant. He's a
But at
baby.
least an Ultramarine is like, it's a warrior. He's a big guy, and you know, dunking on an Ultramarine, and for like a 12-year-old dunking on an Ultramarine sounds like the funniest shit ever to me. So let's go. I'm all about that life.
I want to make it more dark. Make it like a fucking Dark Eldar Archon in Fortnite. Or like a succubus in Fortnite. Just get like a slave.
I feel like it would be so good.
Slave.
I wanna play
GW
as-
versus Fortnite slave.
I want to play as Drukari Slave, Dad. Give me $20 for my V-Bucks.
Drukari slave. Ooh, yuck. Yeah.
Anyway, Angron got the victory royale, and he was he got number 1. Of course, he survived by standing on like a little pillar and with the acid and killing everyone else. So he was brought to
He
the
was
most
smart.
popular arena in the entire capital. He was given the name Angron Thalkir, which means child
You
of
know,
the mountain.
bodied by a baby.
Which, you know, he was found in a mountain. Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You get it. You understand.
Yeah.
So Angron grew
Super
big.
subtle.
Yeah. After our
just
Fortnite
so-
conversations. So anyway, he grew up. He grew big, of course. He was forced to take part in the gladiatorial games all the time. He was a huge fan favorite. He was known as the Lord of the Red Sands. Also because he would actually like spare those that fought really well. He was known
Oh.
as the Unbeaten as well. However, during this period of time of him being like this god tier fighter, he resented his slavery heavily. He tried to escape constantly. He was like always. He also had a dog, I think.
Aw.
And it's I think Shai posted a picture of him. There he is.
Oh, he does it. Ooh, he does have a dog, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a crazed ass. He's a
Loading-
crazy fucking.
Loading up with my team of Hatsune Miku, Space Marine, Lady Gaga, and a buff cat. Yeah, or a banana, honestly. That would be so funny.
Gladiator man.
Even his dog is angry. Look at that dog. He's pissed.
Even the dog is that's little Angron, little Ang.
Little angry.
Lilling.
Little Ang. We gotta have a whole story about Angron being like the most angry son of a bitch, and then like whenever his dog comes by, he's like, "Are you angry, little Ang?" And the dog's like, "Woof." It's like, "Me too."
love it. I love it.
I love him.
So at this time though, like, was he angry? I guess, but he was angry at his confines. Just he was constantly trying to escape his slavery.
You
right?
didn't want to be a slave
Eventually,
anymore. That's fair.
He grew this huge bond with an older gladiator known as Oenimus.
Oh.
You can tell there's definitely a lot of like old Rome, little bit
Animus?
of that, like, little bit of the old gladiatorial thing. You get the point.
Roman gladiatorial combat. Yeah.
I mean,
Are you not
Ultramarines are like,
entertained, right?
yeah, Ultramarines are like the Rome people, obviously, but this is like a different variant, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was another gladiator. He grew kind of a bond with this Oenimus guy, and he eventually became kind of like a father figure to him. And they fought together, and they killed many gladiators together, two of them, including two berserk Ogryn that had these implants in their head, known as the butcher's nails, which we'll talk about.
So they killed people.
Again, eh?
Eventually, because they just thought it was such a good fucking time, the higher-ups forced the two of them to fight each other.
Of course they did.
Angron was like, no. And then he flat out insulted them in front of the crowd. He was like, you lily-livered ass, you stupid fucking...
Damn.
Little Ang, tell him. Woof. I was like, that's what I thought too.
So this is really turning into Gladiator. Like with
a little bit.
I'm the best gladiator. I'm not gonna do what you want. Fuck you. Thumbs down me all you want. I'll do my own shit.
There's a lot of gladiator slave fighting.
I've never seen the Gladiator. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's a good movie, but subtlety.
Gee,
However, because he refused, he was forced to actually get the butcher nails into his head as punishment. Now, the butcher nails.
Oh, that's how he gets them. Oh,
yeah.
That's
okay.
Oh,
so the butcher nails, these are from the Dark Age technology. These are old tech. And they're chordal implants that are dug deep into the fucking head of the person. And they boost adrenaline, increasing strength and aggression in battle. But they also remove the warrior's mind of all reason, caution, and morality. They literally reward rage with electrochemical pleasure, and they deaden the enjoyment of anything else besides rage. They literally, like, you become super angry, and it'll, like,
okay, I feel like that's a good explanation of it.
Electrize, what the fuck?
Yeah, it gets all those pleasure receptors going.
Yeah.
Words. That
energized.
sounds like a fucked up tool. Yeah, that doesn't sound happy fun times.
Yeah, and with them in his head, he was sent immediately against his father figure and just like ripped him into pieces. And when he regained his senses, he saw what he did, and he was thrown into a depression that apparently, and this is fucking silly to me, but they said he unleashed a howl that lasted for several days, which I don't know if a man could scream for multiple days, but he was still pretty fucking sad.
Like, you can say that he got sad without being like, yeah, he howled for an entire day.
Like, they're not normal people.
I don't believe that. But point being, he's really sad.
I believe it.
Super depresso. Absolutely.
Because he's also in pain,
after
too.
That, this is when he went for like full-on rebellion. Another escape attempt that he tried and failed. Which reminds me, you're probably wondering how the hell does he keep failing these escape attempts when he's fucking Angron?
Yeah.
It's because the higher ups, they're not like, this isn't like a super backwater gladiator war. Like, they have guns.
Oh.
They have armies. They have tanks. This isn't just backwater gladiator stuff. They have a military force.
They just use the guns.
Especially the higher ups too, because it's impoverished and it's super high.
He doesn't have guns, and like, what do you do against guns? I guess.
Pretty choice defenses to stop rebellions, like the lower class from rebelling. They've got I can see that.
Adding numbers to make things seem more epic. Yeah, it makes sense.
During this whole last big rebellion thing, he recommended the largest gladiator pit fight of all time, like thousands of people. And he actually conspired with all the other gladiators, all the other slaves, as they kind of all saw him as like the best of them, to all kind of revolt together. Now, in that giant, fight, when the fight began, they all turned on the guards and lost a ton of people due to firearms, but they were able to actually overwhelm the guards and escape with about 2,000 gladiators, stealing weapons and pouring.
I wondered how they did it. Okay.
Now, over the next few years, the rulers sent many armed forces to capture all the different gladiators, who began calling themselves the Eater of Cities. However, often they were all beaten by Angron and his, military prowess.
Sure.
However, combination of like attrition and hunger started to really take their toll. And with time, only about maybe 1,000 men and women were still alive at this point, just due to like attrition and stuff. And at
How
this
many
point,
people did you say were in the fight that like overturned? Was it 10,000? He started out.
It was a lot, thousands, maybe 10,000. All I know is that 2,000 escaped, and then there's 1,000 left.
Dang.
And at this point, during this period of time, Angron was chilling, doing whatever he was doing, planning or whatever, and then a man known as Big E was staring.
Hey.
He was in his ship looking down at the whole of what's going on. He was really impressed. He was like, wow, I like it when you fight back against good old oppression. I like that you're fighting for yourself. This is great. So Big E teleported down with a big, legion of custodies, and was like, hey, oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Angron. That's not the world.
Wrong accent. They're not the word bears. They're not Italian.
He teleported down, and he was like, Angron, good job, man. I'm proud of you. Hey, check this out. It's a whole contingent of Space Marines, all for you. You can get the 12th Space Marine Legion, the Warhounds. And Angron was like, no.
Oh, he turned down Big E?
He turned him down.
Refused outright. He said that he would rather die with his fellow slaves than desert them. He flat out refused.
What morals though?
He's a good boy. What a good boy. What a good boy.
The little Ang. These are my friends. These are the people I've been with for years. Like these are my people. I will not desert them. I refuse.
Yeah, we're learning about Angron.
And Emperor was like, what the hell? and then the Emperor left. He's like, shit, okay.
Has the Emperor ever been turned down before? It's giving like guy that's never been turned down before. He's never been rejected.
And so he went back to his ship, just like flabbergasted, dumbfounded. What the hell? He actually refused me? What?
This is Big E. Like I figured once he was like, oh yeah, fuck you, Big E. Big E would do some sort of thing, or he would be like, oh yeah, well fuck it, I just killed all your people. Now you've got nobody to stay here with, so you're coming with me, bitch. Damn, he just left. He's just okay, fine, stay here and die.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
It's not like I wanted you or anything.
Shut up, you. So at the end of as he left, and as the years went by, the last 1,000 of them were on. I think it's either the mountain that he landed on or a different mountain. But they were all making their way up the mountain, kind of being held back by about like 7 separate Nucerian armies.
Wow.
Like completely outnumbered, completely outgunned. And this was gonna be where they make their final stand. Like this is the end, right?
Yeah.
And what happened is that then out of nowhere, Angron just disappeared.
Oh, he just Houdini'd it?
And because the Emperor forcefully teleported him onto his ship.
Oh no!
and completely leaderless, Angron watched from orbit as all 1,000 of his gladiators were overrun and murdered by the armies.
Oh, he literally had to sit there and watch. That's so
They
fucked.
all died.
That's so fucked.
Every single one of them.
What about Aang? Did Aang
Oh my
make
God.
it out?
I don't know if Aang made it out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Little Aang didn't make it out.
No, the worst timeline. Oh god, if he wasn't angry before, boy, he's gotta be stark raving pissed now.
In
Yeah.
fact, he was so fucking angry that he immediately turned to the custodian custodian and proceeded to beat him to death.
Oh,
Oh, okay. It's like
Which is
clicking now.
Which is
it's a
impressive for a.
custodian.
It's the
Jesus.
custodians.
Holy shit.
What's so impressive about it being a custodian? What's a custodian? Someone fill me in. Fill me in, chat. Are they just like Big E's guards? Custodes are even stronger than Space Marines. But are they even stronger than Primarchs? Big E Honor Guard. Okay, okay. Yeah, so I figured Emperor's bodyguards make sense. Custom gene manipulates Space Marines, basically. Okay. So they're almost like super Primarchs. So the fact that he fucked up a custom, okay, is pretty impressive. Okay.
So
That's some anger.
Yeah.
he is fucking mad, and the only way he was put into submission was through the Emperor's psychic abilities. And Angron was like, "You had a teleporter. Why didn't you save them? Like, you could have saved them all." And Emperor said that he had bigger, grander plans for mankind, and a group of random slaves on a backwater world is not important enough.
Oh.
And he's like, "Holy shit, Dad! You
Yeah,
fucking-"
Such a bad dad.
That was not the way to handle that.
Because I got to imagine if he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save all of them. I'm gonna teleport Angron.
He killed the
and
dude
all
in
of
his armor
people up here.
barehanded,
You're
yeah.
all saved. You're now gonna form your own new chapter with all of your friends, and it's gonna be great. Maybe then he doesn't, turn to chaos. Maybe.
You know, maybe don't
The hindsight.
like reprimand your Batman character for doing what you told him to do. Maybe don't kill the father of your stinky man just to make a point. Maybe not let your son's closest friends all get murdered in front of his eyes and be like, they weren't important.
Fine. Oh, I didn't save them because they're fucking worthless. Oh, were they important to you? Nah, don't worry about it. They're fucking trash. Oh, you're so bad at this, Biggie.
And Angron was
That's
literally
atrocious.
Like, what you've done.
Like Psychology
Emperor, what
101.
you've done, you now are only gonna have like a ghost of a son. And Empress said a ghost would suffice.
Fuck, that's so fucked, dude. That's so fucked.
So now this,
Holy
Angron
That's enough to
obviously
make
took
me
control
hate
of the
him.
Warhounds,
Just that response,
Legion,
truly.
the 12th Legion. However, when I say take control,
Oh no. Oh no.
he was a rage-filled, bitter person. Every time a member of the Warhounds went to his chamber to ask him something, he beat them to death.
Oh.
Oh.
Every single time until one man named Captain Karn, and you'll be hearing Karn a bit soon,
Captain
of the 8th
Karn.
Assault Company, was really fucking tired of Angron beating everyone who talked to him to death. So he went into
Yeah, that's
he was
fair.
like, I'm gonna meet my Primarch, and he went into the chambers, and he was immediately beaten by Angron.
Oh. Of course.
But he was able to resist it for quite a bit. And
Okay, so he put up
actually,
a good fight.
he put up a good fight, and that made Angron see his Legion as not quite as terrible as he thought they would be.
They're not bugs that he needs to squash.
They grew a bit of rapport with each other, even though their first moments together was Angron beating the living shit out of him. But he was like, okay, maybe my Legion isn't entirely worthless. And so they started to grow a bit of rapport with each other, talk about traditions and gladiator stuff. And he eventually then, finally took over the Warhound Legion. However, he renamed them to the World Eaters. As one, he is no hound dog of the Emperor. And two, the gladiators back in the day were known as the Eater of Cities. Remember?
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, I don't remember Warhounds. No one has brought up Warhounds. So originally, Big E was calling them the Warhounds. But Angron said, fuck your stupid ass name. We're going to be World Eaters. Because we're not hounds to anybody. And they thought they ate cities. Well, we ate fucking worlds. So suck on that. World Eaters is a really cool name. I will say. Like, they definitely upgraded. Legions had different names in the primer. Okay. I'm on Team Angron now. Heck, Biggie. And most of them changed the name. Oh, okay.
Yep. As soon as you said they were called the city, the Eater of Cities, I was like, oh, is that how he gets the name World Eaters? Okay. And I can totally see how he would hate the name Warhound, because fuck the Emperor, right? Fuck the Emperor, fuck the Imperium, fuck everything they stand for. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
It's quote time, DK.
Oh, let's go. Let's get a good quote. Let's hear it.
So this is from Karn, who's also now known as Karn the Betrayer, but we'll discuss that later.
Oh.
The Emperor needed a weapon that would never obey its own desires before those of the Imperium. He needed a weapon that would never bite the hand that feeds. The World Eaters were not that weapon. We've all drawn blades purely for the sake of shedding blood, and we've all felt the exultation of winning a war that never even needed to happen. We are not the tame, reliable pets that the Emperor wants him. The wolves obey when we would not. The wolves can be trusted when we never could. They have a discipline we lack because their passions are not aflame with the butcher's nails buzzing in the back of their skulls. The wolves will always come to heel when called. In that regard, it is a mystery why they name themselves wolves. They are tame, collared by the Emperor, obeying his every whim. But a wolf doesn't behave that way. Only a dog does. That is why we are the Eaters of Worlds and the Warhounds no longer.
Hello, Tina. Tina on Twitch just rated us. Hello, Tina. Welcome in, guys. How are you? We are currently... there's a pre-roll ad starting in like 2 minutes on Twitch. I'm so sorry. But we are watching Warhammer 40k lore videos. We're learning about Angron and the World Eaters. Mostly Angron. But welcome in, guys. Welcome in. What are you doing, Tina? Thank you for the raid. Hello, guys. You like the outfit? Thanks. I've been having a lot of fun playing with like outfits that you can buy. And since I'm usually in white, we went with the black. You know, we thought it would be fun. A little fun change up. Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, nice. Well, I hope it went well. But yeah, if anyone needs to lurk, if you need to go get food, whatever, take a screen break, please do. Thank you again for the raid, Tina. I appreciate you. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. No. It's so you can get live 2D rigged like outfits and assets and stuff. And a lot of people have started making like full-on outfits. And so you basically just like remove layers of your model body and connect it to the outfit. So this is like the third or fourth one we've tried out just for funsies. It was fun this time, I swear. Okay, good. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like I said, there's a pre-roll starting in 30 seconds. But if you do not know me, I'm UDIDD. You can call me Riri. I'm a variety screamer. We do a lot of co-working. I really like Nikkei. And lately, I've been getting super into Warhammer 40k lore. So that's what we're watching right now. So feel free to tune in if you'd like. But if you need to lurk and take a break, please do take care of yourself. So tech has changed so much, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. I know this kind of stuff was not around when you were VTubing. It's more fun now, I think. Tech has evolved. But yeah. All right. So yeah, we're watching a video about Angron and his sad backstory that created him into a very angry boy. Yeah.
That is why we are the Eaters of Worlds and the Warhounds no longer.
And you say you say these guys turn to chaos, eh? You say
Just a little.
you say
Yeah,
these guys
I will
don't
say,
follow the Emperor, eh? Is that
I'm
what
not shocked that they left the Emperor.
Chaos is the least surprising
Yeah.
thing of all.
Not
even if it's
surprising
still
at all.
sad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, traitor legions are happening, so we've already lost the World Eaters, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
People
They're
are
like,
traitor. Okay, so we've lost the World Eaters. We'll just, we don't have any confirmation. I'm just gonna go ahead assume.
I think that's fair.
Just give it a shot.
I would not be
Yeah, so
surprised
it's just-
in the slightest.
So when Angron was brought aboard, he was put to sleep by that guy Malcador. So Malcador, they put him to sleep with his psychic power because Malcador is like a ridiculous psyker. And they decided to check out his butcher's nails because they were like, the hell?
Oh, this guy. Okay.
And they found that they were not properly used for a Primarch. As obviously being a Primarch, a little different than being in a regular Astartes. They created things like emotional instability, but removing them, they were so coiled into his brain and so deeply fed in that removing them would kill him. And
Yeah.
it slowly also damaged the subject's ability to reason. The nails would slowly kill Angron, and you would probably die before the Great Crusade even ended. Like, no longer was Angron having any pleasure in anything that wasn't the sensation of anger. Everything caused him pain. Like, talking caused Angron pain. Thinking, walking, eating, sleeping caused Angron physical pain.
Jeez.
Wow, that's so fucked up. That's not a great life to live.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, living 40K ain't great in general, but this
That's
is a
even
particularly
worse.
bad
Like,
life. This is the worst
Thinking
timeline.
also causes me
Yeah,
pain.
it
Wow, we
is,
have so
like-
much in common.
He already had a fucked up life, but now literally everything causes him pain except rage. Like, it wasn't bad enough that he had to watch all of his people die and be forced
Yeah.
into essentially more slavery with the Emperor, but now literally everything he does is pain.
Jeez.
Jesus.
And the Emperor, in all of his wisdom, went to Malcador and said, "You keep this between us. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Angron. Don't tell that he's dying. He'll be dead before the Great Crusade ends, but that's fine."
Oh, so
because
he didn't
Angron's a
know.
liability. Whatever, man.
He didn't know he was gonna die.
Yup.
Piggy is such a piece of shit.
He didn't know.
know.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? If he told him, hey, by the way, those nails in your head are eventually gonna kill you, he would have never gone against. He would have never turned traitor. Because then he's like, well, at least I know I'm gonna die eventually. Versus never being able to. Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't he tell him? He probably would have still. I don't know. I feel like he wants to die more than anything else. You know? Like, if it's like, if I turn to the Chaos God, I'm forced to live for eternity like this. But if I suck it up and do whatever the fuck I want, I'm gonna die. He would kill himself. Why do I feel like there's something that would prevent them from killing themselves? Or maybe, sorry, maybe that doesn't work because of, I don't know. He never chose chaos. I'm wondering if he even could have killed himself if he wanted to. I feel like that probably wouldn't have happened. I mean, he could have. There's a lot of characters that want to die but can't. But he could have died, and that would have been the best thing for him. I'm like shooketh that he didn't fucking tell him. He said, "Yeah, don't tell him though. Don't let him know." Ugh.
Look,
That's so fucked.
This
That's so
is
fucked.
why when I start the tabletop, I am playing chaos because fuck the corpse emperor, man. That guy's a douche.
Because a douche.
That guy's a fucking douche.
I don't
He
disagree.
does sound like he's from Pittsburgh. That guy's a fucking douche.
Fucking douche.
Douche.
No, at least not from Cleveland.
Like,
So Angron went working on his Legion, right? He decided to go full on blood for the blood. Well, not go on full for the blood for the blood god, but like blood in combat was the only way to do true skill. Their training involved live firefights, like real blades, fighting pits, gladiatorial combat. These were the tests of the Astartes. He also, and this is one thing I'm not quite understanding of, and hopefully Shy might maybe help explain this, and if not Shy, then maybe a comment section. He actually had the Astartes under his Legion add the butcher nails to their brain as well, or at least attempt to put the butcher nails into their brain. But it proved quite difficult because of the old Dark Age technology. That's what they were. So creating a perfect construct for them was really difficult because they were already in his damn head. And every time he tried to put the butcher nails into one of his Astartes, it has a 100% mortality rate. Every single time they tried a different variant, it would kill the subject. Shy, do you know why he put them in their head? Like, he really hates them in his head. I would think he wouldn't want to put them in their head.
Yeah, I would think so
I get the idea of
too.
making them better at combat, but I feel like he would kind of be.
Did they offer?
Like,
Did they offer to do it, to follow him?
The same torture.
Is that why?
Unless he just hates his Legion.
I was gonna say, it seems like he doesn't really like his, like, maybe he respects them a little bit, but he kind of hates them, so he's like, you're gonna suffer the way I suffer, because you're mine, and I hate you. Fuck Big E.
Yeah, they suggested it, right? They wanted to.
I thought maybe, but at the same time, like...
I thought so.
I think the only Primarch that
I thought so based on the other video we watched. I was pretty sure that he said they were doing it to, you know, impress Daddy. Be closer to Daddy.
truly hated their Legion was Kurz. I don't think Angron hated everyone. Well, okay, maybe he hates everyone because he's Angron, but like not particularly.
The cycle of abuse,
as far as I heard, they wanted to get butcher nails in their heads too because he was their dad. They figured the only way to understand and accept their fucked up dad would become as fucked up as he was.
Yeah.
That sounds like a loyal Astartes thing to do. That sounds like a loyal to the Primarch. I believe
that's quite the twist, actually, because I mean, it started off with like, yeah, I'm just gonna beat all of you to fucking death because fuck you and fuck the Emperor. But damn, then it turned around to the point where they're like, yeah, we want to understand you, Pops. Put the brain spike in my head, even though it's in my head. But I want a brain spike too, damn.
Wow,
oh my God.
How come Dad lets you have 2 brain spikes?
I want 2 brain spikes too. Okay. No more.
No, he's dead. Shit. Apothecary, get a better one. So, after trying to put brain spikes in and not working, it became the Great Crusade, of course. And Angron refused to acknowledge most of his sons, since none of them were even strong enough to survive the Butcher Nails implantation. One time, and I fucking love this, one time, he simply abandoned them. He hijacked a frigate and left. He just left. He went for
what
the
milk. What the fuck? Yeah, he went to go get milk.
I'll be right back. You keep fighting. You're doing great. Dad's gotta go get some cigarettes. I'll be right back. It's like,
holy
Dad
shit.
still hasn't come back, and all of us are almost dead.
He was gone for 2 years.
2 years?
They found him on a backwater world,
holy
living
shit.
like a savage, hoping that someone would come and put him out of his misery.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
He was just trying to get milk.
Had mega depression. I don't know if he was as depressed as Kurz was, but he had some serious depression.
Jeez.
So while he was on this backwater planet, was he doing a lot of combat and raging? Because if he wasn't, his life was probably miserable. If he was just like slumming it up in like a jungle, then he was just literally living a life of pain and suffering because he had nothing to rage and kill.
He was probably maybe killing the animals or something. I don't really know what he was doing there, but he just wanted someone to kill him. The person who found him, however, was that man Karn. And he chastised him. He was like, imagine your old gladiator friends. Imagine if they had seen him in the state that you're in right now. Imagine if like the last surviving slave was whining in a hole hoping for death. And like, you know, I mean, that spurred Angron to go back to his Legion, but you know, Angron was not pleased with that. But it did get him back to normal.
I was gonna say, I want to piss off Angron. That sounds like a great way to do it.
It's a very good way.
Yeah,
Angron became known as the Red Angel. He hated the title. He despised it because there was already an angel. His name was Sanguinius, and he loathes Sanguinius.
I'm sure he did.
He's like the only, I think he's one of the only Primarchs that hated Sanguinius, because I think Sanguinius is like a great guy to everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you couldn't be more of a polar opposite to Angron than Sanguinius, right? One is just rage, hate the Emperor, this is all fucking stupid, I hate everyone, please everybody end me, die. And Sanguinius just loves everybody, he's great to everyone. Emperor's my best buddy dad. Oof. Polar opposites, these two.
He saw Sanguinius with the psychic powers and everything like that as kind of like a problem, whereas he, for all of Angron's faults, he saw himself as his own man, you know?
Right.
Now, this is a fun thing, and I really am excited to talk about this thing. So Angron, he had a rule. When in the Great Crusade, you have 31 hours, a normal Nusarian day instead of 24, you know, to take over the world that you're trying to go for, that in the Great Crusade, to subjugate the world. You have 31 hours.
Okay.
If you do not take it in 31 hours, 1 out of every 10 Space Marines will be forced to be beaten to death by the other 9.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
for your failure.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, that's a great way to inspire everyone to move real quick and actually do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that 1 out of 9.
And you also don't want to beat. You don't want to be like on a team and then have
situation
to beat
called
one of them.
Ghenna massacre. This is probably one of the best, like the biggest turning points in this situation, I think. So, in the world of Ghenna, whatever, there was a group of really ill humans in a colony of about like 1,000 people. Give or take. And they accepted imperial rule completely peacefully. They were like really, they were like the Necrons or whatever, like really cancer-riven or whatever. They accepted imperial rule totally peacefully, kept alive in these little stasis pods. There's only like 1,000 people there. It's a tiny little colony. Yeah. However, the world went completely silent, and so Angron was sent to go find out what happened. And then he found out that these people were actually being kept alive through the use of artificial intelligence. Biggie says that's bad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Angron sent down his people to deal with the problem with the usual 31-hour mark issue.
Sure.
Now this caused a certain guy named Centurion Mago to make a really hasty, poorly executed landing because of that fear of the time limit. Turned out that the world contained 1,000 humans.
Hi, Evie, how are you?
Billions of simulacrum humans, billions of robotic forms of humans that were actually just AIs in human-looking bodies, like Blade Runner style. All being controlled by the 1,000 humans in the tanks.
That's a bigger
It's a big and those billions of humans started to overwhelm them hard.
Oh shit.
I mean, that is a billion AI robot.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Simulacrum bots. That's good luck.
So with that, they actually got overran, and they were eventually able to subjugate the world, or at least make their footing with some more heavy artillery and like tanks that they eventually arrived with.
Yeah, are you into 40K, Evie?
So the Centurion Mago was when they were ordered to kill the people, he flat out refused, which Angron found humorous. And then they told him instead, hey Mago, you get to kill the first one. You're killing the first, which he also refused. Which then Angron went fucking ballistic and killed like a couple dozen warriors in the room until his librarians and psychers were able to subjugate him to sleep.
Oh my god.
Which he then didn't wake up from.
He just stayed in that sleep for a while. Just
he wasn't waking up. He wasn't waking up.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, hey, you win some, you lose some. I'm sure the rest of the Legion was. I'm sure the rest of the Legion was, it kind of sucks that our leader is not waking up, but he's kind of a dick. Nobody's dying now. You know, I don't have to. Yeah, 31 hours done me shit.
Yeah, true.
So while they were figuring out what to do with their leader asleep, one of the apothecaries actually found a stable method of implanting the butcher nails by reverse engineering the technology from this Ghenna place. And would now to implement them into the Legion, with the first person implementing them on was our good man Karn.
Oh.
When Angron finally awoke, he saw his Legion with the nails in their head. And he commanded them to get their way back down to Ghenna and finally fully take over the world. And eventually, the Mago guy led a resistance group against him. Didn't work. He died. Rest in peace. But with the new butcher nails, it was like chump change.
Yeah.
Killing through these robot humans was extremely easy. They were just slaughtering them to the point where it was so incredibly harsh that the astropaths across the sector felt the sheer volume of death.
Wow.
Which is a little weird.
Hit him with too much NyQuil.
I
That's
thought that,
funny.
They had just robots, but
Yeah, you wouldn't think a psycho would feel a robot dying.
yeah, I may have read that wrong. But point being, lots of death.
Lots of and it was super easy.
Yeah, super easy. And then eventually Karn made his way inside the actual 1,000-person chamber, in which they all got out of their tanks and were pleading for their life. And Karn was
shit.
"Lol," said Karn the betrayer, Lamau, who then immediately slaughtered every single one of them single-handedly.
Lamau Poggers play of the game goes to Karn for
Damn.
massive bloodshed and no mercy. Good job. Jesus.
So the massacre on Ghenna, the Emperor not pleased. He was like, wow, subjugate the world. Don't kill all of them.
Yeah.
And
That's
so he
fair.
was like, hey, Lehman Russ, go deal with him.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
Oh my god. Them using the picture of a furry for Lehman Russ is so funny. So fucking funny. Holy shit. That's so good.
we've heard this one before.
We sure have. Motherfucker. Fucking Lehman Russ.
Fucking Lehman Russ. Fucking woof, 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 woof,
Yeah, woof, 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 woof. Son of a bitch.
Oh man, it reminds me of Little Aang now. Now I'm sad.
Oh, poor
No!
Aang.
Why are we thinking about Little Aang again? Don't do that.
Basically, Russ arrived on Ghenna, and they kind of just met on in like a field, just together, and very classic thing.
The
And Lehman
furries
Russ
again.
was like, "Hey, you are to stop putting nails in people and take them out and stop killing humans." And Angron was like, "No, Lamau."
Yeah, I'm sure that went over real well. You know, I was totally expecting Angron to just be like, "Oh, sure, my bad." Yeah, right. Okay.
So they fought each other, obviously. It was kind of a stalemate. Apparently, both sides recorded that they won, but both sides knew they secretly lost.
That's funny.
Kind of weird.
That's a hell of a fight.
Oh my god.
It's like that one submarine battle way back when. I forget what it was called, but it was like both submarines thought the other one had died and they left.
Oh. Yeah.
That was like it was like World
The
War
French
II or
Revolution.
something like
I
that.
remember
It was a
that,
silly little
but-
story.
Jeez.
Anyway, the heresy comes. Angron joined joyfully, stoked. Like, hell yeah, man. Abso-fucking-lutely.
There's any other option besides the Imperia and Big M's, and I can destroy his people, and I can hopefully overthrow him. Sign on the dotted line.
No problems needed.
Easiest choice I've ever made.
Yeah.
So with him joining the heresy, we all know what's going on. Horus, all that kind of thing. Oh hey,
I do need to watch like something about the Horus heresy. I guess just about Horus would get me there. Cause I feel like it's a very pivotal moment in this lore. And even though we've touched on it briefly, I feel like a dedicated stream to learning about the heresy would be good. Maybe a drunkard, a glutton, extremely gullible, an idiot, a furry, but room priests, not psychers. Say less, yeah. Oh yeah, you guys were telling me about the cinematic. I think I left a note for that in there, actually. Because you guys said it's like a fan cinematic. Cinematic, right? It's almost like a 2 or 3 hour long movie. It really does define where humanity is. Yeah. They have a podcast where they go through the 3. I figured that they would. But one of these days, that will be the theme that we watch because, yeah, it seems like a very pivotal moment. It's over 60 books. That's crazy. Yeah, I imagine one video would be difficult. I imagine it would be. So we'll see.
Hey, Chai gave me a quote.
Hey.
So many
kept
books.
That mule, Corferon. Russ kept his kin friends. The lion kept Luther. Humans, brothers, and foster fathers, saved and raised into legion rants. But not me. Not Angron, no. Did the Emperor teleport his gold-wrapped custodians down to help me and my army? No. Did he free the warhounds and order them to battle? Fight alongside me? No. Did he save my brothers and sisters the way he spared and honored the lion's closest kin? The way he honored Corferon? No, no, and no. No mercy for Angron. Angron the Oathbreaker. Angron the Betrayer. And he's fucking right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really argue with him. Big E is a fucking idiot. That's...
Yeah.
So, a reminder, do you remember in the Gilliman episode, the Ultramarine episode, they had that big battle with the Word Bearers and the Fedora Lex ship and... You remember that, right?
Did you see the edit of the ship actually being Fedora?
I did see the Fedora Lex. It was fucking great.
The best.
So, it was found out, of course, that was the Kelth Crusade. And obviously, it was found that the nails were killing Angron at a faster rate than preferred. So, Lorgar recommended they actually return to Nuceria, where the gladiatorial owners were, and learn more about how they function by the masters who put it in his damn head. So, Lorgar promised to Angron they would learn all they could, and then they would burn the planet to ash. Because, of course, that's what Angron wants.
Yeah.
So, when they landed there, the first place that Angron went was to the mountaintop where his gladiators made their last stand. And all he found were bones.
Yeah.
Exposed to the elements of 1,000 people and little Aang.
Oh no!
All there.
Little
all
Aang.
there with like some with bullet holes in the heads
Mm-hmm.
and just like skulls exposed to the elements, and that right there was too much for Angron to bear.
Oh.
Like I think he like broke down sobbing. I don't quite remember exactly what he did, but he was fucking sad.
I can imagine those are his people. If he loved anyone,
yeah,
it would have been them. They were his slaves, his friends. They were who he was raised with, who he fought in bloody combat with, and
yeah,
I imagine that would be a bit much to deal with. Yeah.
So he went to the palace, and he learned that the tale of his defense that was told to the city afterwards was that Angron fled as a coward with his tail between his legs and left the rest of his gladiators to die. Now, this was not a nice revelation to Angron.
Nope. I imagine that was
the
worst.
It was, in fact, so bad that he killed everyone in the room, and then he told his legion to kill everyone in the city. And when they were done with that, kill everyone on the planet. And this is when the Ultramarines arrived, of course, as you remember from our previous story.
So they knew that he didn't run, but they said that he ran, right? That's so much for learning about the technology, I guess.
When they arrived, then they had their big fight. Remember, Gilliman was fighting Lorgar, and then Angron, Kool-Aid Man, through the wall, and he's like, "Wow!" That's actually an orc thing. He was like, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah." Yep.
And
that's so fucked, dude.
There's a fact that was omitted in the Gilliman episode. When they were attacking each other, Gilliman got a good punch on Angron's chest plate, right? And it actually knocked a skull that was hanging from his armor off of his plate. And Gilliman, the skull rolled towards Gilliman, who then crushed it underneath his foot because Gilliman's fighting him. And it was one of the skulls of the gladiators.
No, that was not a good move.
He took some of the bones and stuff from his best friends and put it on his armor as to symbolize and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Gilliman was just like crunch. And that set Angron into a fit.
Yeah.
No kidding. You don't say.
That's that sounds about right.
So yeah, he started going mad. He was whacking at Gilliman, going. But of course, we remember this one. Butcher nails were killing him. He's getting a problem.
This is where he gets turned into a
correct,
demon, right? Yeah.
This is exactly when Lorgar does his bullshit and then rains marinara sauce and then he turns into a demon. And this is when he did
big demon.
A big.
Oh, so Lorgar. So.
Big fucking demon. This is when he turns into the demon Primarch.
So Angron didn't know.
Gilliman fled. We've been over all this thing. Past this, Nuceria did die as Angron had hoped. Every living soul on Nuceria has been killed.
So Lorgar just gave him up basically. It wasn't Angron being like, "Hello there, Chaos God Corn. I don't know. Take me." It wasn't. It was Lorgar. Lorgar betrayed him. Basically manipulated him to turn him into a demon. Lorgar wanted to help without Angron's consent. What did he want to help though? What was he helping by doing this? Angron did not corn. So Lorgar did the ritual to force immortal demon blood into him. Immortal demonhood into him. Oh, okay. So Angron had no idea. This is what Lorgar wanted and he forced it to happen. Oh shit. Oh fuck. This whole time I thought Angron was like, "I see you, my new liege." But Lorgar literally just did it. That's so fucked. It just keeps getting more fucked. What the fuck? Oh. He was trying to help Chaos. Oh, so that was his purpose. He knew he would be a good dog for Corn. He also had a twisted sense of justice, I assume. Oh, I'm saving you because the nails are killing you, but if I give you up to Corn, then you can't die. He was 20 seconds away. He was so close to freedom. Jeez. He ruined his death. Yeah. Damn. I can save my brother and serve Chaos too. Yeah. Every 8 days he resurrects. He didn't want to be a demon. He just wanted revenge and death. Yeah, that's a good way, I think, of saying it. Oh, brother, this is so sad. Yeah, so we're not gonna have time today, but I had pulled up their other hour-long video about the World Eaters, as a whole. But yeah, I remember Erebus, the name, very briefly, but as we're digging more into specific Primarchs and stuff, it's starting to stick a little bit more. Didn't do it out of malice, but he just didn't understand. Yeah, I'm getting that. I mean, there's a little bit of I just won't really tell him. But DWI says it better. Wait. Where is there? Oh, yeah, that he didn't save his life. He ruined his death. Yeah. Back on this area, back with his brothers. Yeah, his dad, literally, he was gonna die exactly where he wanted to die, however many years ago. And Lorgar took it from him because he didn't understand. Yeah. I mean, we hurt others in the name of love, right? But holy shit, you're right. He was literally on the mountaintop, fighting an epic battle. His, dead brothers, the only people he ever cared for, were there. Oh, that makes it so much harder to handle. That makes it so, like, the context makes it so much harder. Jesus.
And Angron, in his new demon Primarch form, returned to the ship and immediately slaughtered every librarian in his army, which are the Psychers.
Yeah.
And this was the last point, because Lorgar was kind of offering Angron and stuff to the wills of Khorne anyway. During that
selfish
Homina,
love.
obviously, because he turned into a Khorne demon. But Khorne saw Angron kill the last Psyker in the entire goddamn army, and Khorne was like, yay, encore, let's go, I hate Psychers, fuck Tzeentch, woo!
It's true, it probably would make Khorne very happy, wouldn't it?
He was stoked, and so that was basically the point where they fully fell into Khorne. That's when the full point when they went straight full-on Khorne demon.
Now they're fully Traitor Legion, fully Chaos, fully under Khorne's reign.
They literally Angron literally went to Khorne and said, slaughter the lower decks of slaves and bring their skulls to me and build me a throne of skulls on my ship.
Oh,
wow,
fuck.
that's hardcore.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh boy. I'm sure they actually did too. Like I'm sure that wasn't just metaphorical. Like,
yeah, probably not.
Have a Skull of Thrones on that ship, doesn't he?
Skulls, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
Fair. Fair.
Okay.
They don't say that for kicks.
They don't. So our last bit to talk about was the Siege of Terra. Now the world leaders got fully Khorne right now. Angron wanted to be first in on the palace, first guy. But the Emperor's psychic defenses made it really rough and would probably kill him. But he didn't really give a shit. And Horus instead chose the Death Guard to be first in. And Angron was like, ooh. And then he started murdering everyone in sight on his ship.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can't feel too sorry for him because they're all chaos anyway, so who fucking cares if they get murdered, right?
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Now, during this period of time, we have newly favorited best girl. Now we're gonna talk. Latara Serene or Saren, Captain Latara Saren or whatever. All right. Listen, DK, we're gonna talk a lot more about her next week. Okay, but there is I have never seen a woman walk with fucking nuts of tungsten, with ovaries of pure titanium like this before. Let me make this clear. She, a mortal human, was the captain of the flagship of the World Eaters.
Oh fuck!
Whoa.
She was.
She has to be so fucking cool.
And she's just a mortal human woman. There's no psyker powers. She doesn't have. Does she at least have some power armor or something? Like
nothing.
Nothing.
There she is in that picture, right there, bottom right.
That is queen shit.
She
is her.
She is arguably one of the most ruthless World Eater characters.
Oh my god.
We'll talk more about her next episode. Don't you fucking worry.
Oh my god.
All right.
I want to hear about her now.
The point being, since she was the captain of the ship of the Conqueror,
wow,
she was like, well, Angron's not doing his thing again, but she might kill the tech priest that handled the ship's reactor. Okay, and then she conspire with this Night Lord captain and sent Karn to go deal with Angron, and then Karn got his ass kicked, but he slapped a teleport homer onto Angron's chest, and they teleported him away, and they teleported him into that maze that was built by Perturabo that Conrad Kurz used to break Vulcan and torture him.
Right. Yeah.
They teleported him in there to just lose his mind in for a while until the actual psychic defense barrier on Terra was down. And then they literally opened the airlock and yeeted him from the ship into the deep space onto Earth. And he came down like a meteor, and he landed on the ground like a feast. They were like, "Go, Angron, get him!" Yeet.
Oh my god.
They fucking airlocked.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they just sucked him out of the airlock, and
That's
and he was
so
like,
fucking funny.
He fucking landed like a meteor on the surface.
Oh,
God,
that's
no,
great.
like, no jetpack, no fucking parachute, just like,
Here I come. Jesus Christ. When you said they put him in Perturabo's maze, the first thing that came into my head was all I could picture was like that Juggernaut scene in the X-Men movie where he's just plowing through walls and just, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's like all I can imagine him doing is just plowing through every wall, just hoping to get to the exit, like not even caring about strategy, which way am I going. He's just fucking barreling through every wall he sees. That seems like the Angron way to get through a maze.
It's the Angron way.
Angron way, yes.
This is where I'm probably going to end the episode. Obviously, they lost. Obviously, they had to bail. We all know this. This is all aware.
Yep,
they had to leave.
Didn't go well for them. Yep.
It did not. But Angron and all the World Eaters post-heresy will be something that I want to talk about in the World Eaters episode. So I'm ending it at a bit of a cliffhanger.
But I want to know about Lotara.
We're going to talk more about Lotara Sarin. Oh yeah, we are.
She's so fucking cool.
Oh,
all right.
Are we gonna have another waifu poster that everybody can print out and okay, never mind. I won't.
What do you think of Angron, DK?
It's a lot more complicated than I thought, right?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Whenever someone says Angron, I'm just like, oh, he's angry. There's a butcher nail that's making him more angry. Whatever. He's chaos. Cool. But like, man, what a fucked up life he had.
Wait, I want to know what you guys are saying about Lotara. She is her. She will continue to be her. Dude, I could never be her. Now that I've heard of her, she will always be her. She scolded Angron and told him it's her ship. That's incredible. She loves talking shit at Angron when he's off the ship, and she can point the ship's gun at him. Both Angron and Karn considered a friend. She's a beast. I want to see this poster of Lotara. Damn. She's in a full-grown Marine to his room like an angry mom. And everyone else backed her up. And they still yeeted him. Yeah, it's so funny that they yeeted him. I'm crying about that. She shot a space Marine point blank in the face. When he started to cry and whine about it, all the other Marines were like, so fucking deal with it. Oh my god. 3-part animation of Angron and Sanguinius fighting on Terra. Oh. You think I'll like her? I'm sure I will. She sounds great already. She slapped a space marine and sent them to their room. That's actually incredible. Lotara, I feel bad for Angron. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not hear the story and have some, you know, empathy, like some sympathy. Everyone likes her. It seems like we should.
Like pre-Spike and then post-Spike, and then the Emperor just totally fucking him over.
Yeah.
Whew. I do like Angron though, and he is a lot more complex than I thought he was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be an angry boy that enjoyed murder, and it is so much more complicated than that.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it makes, I think it might be the one Primarch that makes me hate the Emperor the most.
Yeah.
Because like he makes a good point. He could have teleported his fucking custodians down there and helped them. He could have teleported them all up. He could have done so much, and he just chose against it.
It would have done. He could have done to stop this and just make Angron like him.
Yes, that's the thing. Is, you know, there's an old quote. I think it was from House of Cards, the TV show with Kevin Spacey, which isn't great for me to quote Kevin Spacey anymore. But the quote was good. And he was making like a call to some guy, and his quote was like, "It's an inconvenience for me, but means the world to him." And I'm just like Emps, you could have sent down a couple custodians, even just yourself, and you would have fought for maybe a day at max.
Max, not even that probably. For Emps, you probably wouldn't even taken him a day.
And you would have had the full support
Yeah.
of your son.
Yeah, for sure.
And this all would have maybe not happened, but you couldn't be fucked to do it. You couldn't be fucking bothered.
Yeah.
You know, as much
And that's the story of the Emps with most of his kids turn into chaos is like, you could have stopped that, you know. Like, if you weren't such a petulant man-child, you could have stopped that.
Oh, this is a theme, I guess.
It's honestly something that I find myself enjoying the Chaos Primarchs more, because I think their stories are always generally tragic or sad or have depth. And it's like, that's just so much. That's so interesting.
Yep.
I mean, Gilliman's story is good because of his resurrection, as opposed to his actual story. But like, I need to read up on Dorn and stuff and more. But the other ones don't feel.
Reading with Dorn?
I forgot. He's illiterate. You're right. I forgot. Anyway, all right. Now I'll take us home.
Now you can take us home.
All right, thank you everyone for watching this episode. That's ridiculous. My name's been Bricky. You can find me Bricky everywhere. Also, we might have a new merch ready for next week. A brand new merch.
Let's go, brother.
Let's go, brother. DK, where can they find you, brother?
Oh yeah, DK Diamantes.
Oh my God.
Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We don't talk about Instagram because frazzle. Yeah, DK Diamantes everywhere.
And you can
My
find
ability
Shot
to
at
feel
Shot
empathy and
Quite
sympathy
Shallow, what she feels
will
like.
fade. That's probably
We'll
not
see you
true.
next week for more World Eaters and for
It's
Tungsten Ovaries, Latara
I
Serene.
have a little too much empathy. Damn. Okay, I'm glad we watched both of those videos because the first one was a good, like, quick overview of Angron's story, and this one was like some more of the details that really mattered. I'll go to the chatting screen. We will watch the World Eaters video another time. But yeah, I don't know. I was surprised by that. It was more complex than I expected, for sure. Especially like the detail, like how Lorgar turned him into, like, did the magic shit and turned him into I don't know, a demon or whatever, like without his consent. Like that matters. I mean, would he have turned either way? Probably, but it makes it that much more sad. Angron is the only one he treats this badly. The writing around why he didn't help is weird. I mean, yeah, it seems like yeah, if you know what, I don't think he deserves the name Biggie. I don't think he's a Biggie at all. I think he's actually more of a Lil E. I think he's more of a Little E. So I'm gonna call him Little E. Little tiny teensy weensy baby micro E. Maybe if he was I don't know, more of an empath, he wouldn't have lost 9 of his sons to chaos gods. I don't know. He might be compensating. Memes for Lotara. I don't want to stream. I don't want to accidentally get doxxed or something. But if you guys have any good ones, feel free to post them in Discord. Yeah, I'm so curious about Lotara. She sounds badass. And they said they were going to talk more about her in that World Eater one. So simply because I want to know about Lotara, we're probably still going to watch that one next time. But it seems like a lot of you enjoyed the podcast. So I might see what other topics they did, what they covered. The Battle Sisters I'm really interested in checking out. and obviously Sanguinius. I really need to dig into my boy Sanguinius. I need to learn his story, his trials, his tribulations. Is that trials and tribulations? I need more people to talk about him. I need to learn his story. Yeah, small PP, crybaby, Emperor man. Emperor never did anything wrong. I don't know about that. Emperor tore out parts of his character to put into the Primarchs, rendering him stone cold, is the theory. Oh, I kind of like that theory. The gold. An artificial height is dev sus. Amstress is a bad dad, and most of the traders he didn't treat well, but he definitely treated Angron the worst. You want to repaint your Angron now? Vicky cut off his humanity from his soul, if that's the canon. Really neat. You like the months of shame and the wars they covered? Okay. Demon Angron versus Sanguinius fight is really cool on YouTube. I see. Well, the World Eater's model range is small and not that good. Really? I was googling late one night when I was laying in bed going to sleep. I guess like last Monday maybe. I was trying to fall asleep and I was like, wait, are there battle? I knew there was because you guys had told me about the Battle Sisters. So I was literally googling them. I was like, Battle Sisters miniatures, like in my bed, like falling asleep. And I was like, wait, I want to paint one, like each of the, I'm a manager for Glitch Stars. I was like, I want to paint one themed after each of the Glitch Stars girls. I think that would be so fucking cute. And then if I ever get to see them, I could give them each their little model. I think it'd be so cute. Rather a bad dad than 4 bad dads. I mean, probably. Getting into the floor, hearing the same story from so many different perspectives. Yeah, I really like the little details and the different like perspectives and opinions people have. It's part of why I enjoy. I never thought I would enjoy like React content, like watching a video with chat and reacting to it and talking about it. I was like, oh, I don't think people are gonna like that. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy doing it. I don't think I'm interesting enough for it. But I actually really like it because it reminds me of when I first started streaming and I was playing Magic the Gathering. And there's so many different perspectives of what to do, like when you're playing a card game, right? Really any game, but like card games are... So many people are going to tell you to take a different, like play a different card every time. And so it's kind of the same vibe where like everyone in chat has a different opinion. And you guys are all talking about it and giving it to me and talking about it to each other. And I find that really cool. I like to see that with kind of these things where, you know, there's not necessarily like a strict fact versus opinion. There's some differing lore depending on who wrote it. So and ambiguity that lets us all think a little bit of a different way. So it's really... I don't know. It's really interesting to see. Painted to be like them. Snark Monkey, I don't know if I would necessarily paint it to be like them because they're all like, all of the models, like they already have, you know, the armor and how they look designed. But I could pick, how many are there? 10? 3 in Virus, 4 in Dreamers, 3 in Outbreak, and then Stim is the talent and a manager, so 11. So I would need 11, preferably 11 different models. I don't know if there's 11 different models for the Battle Sisters. But then I could pick one for each girl and paint it themed like them. So use their colors and stuff like that. Like I think that would be so fun and so cute. Yeah, like the hair colors would match like their hair colors, and like the armor colors I would theme after like their, you know, outfits and stuff like that. I would think it'd be super cute and very fun. We love you guys. Always a joy to watch a newbie learn. I super appreciate it. I mean, I really do. You guys are doing a lot for me. I love to see the chat popping off and everyone giving their opinion. It makes me really happy. So I appreciate that, Iron Dude. Thank you. It'd be a good bit of money. I know, that's the problem, is it would be such a investment. But I am really interested in like trying to paint a mini. I really, really am. I've always been a pretty artistic person. I did I did AP art in high school and submitted a portfolio and everything. I've always been artistic and creative, so I do all my own nail art. So I would really like to try painting minis. They don't have to be official ones, because I know you guys have told me about like unofficial minis from like artists and stuff. You know, I could start there. I don't need to start with an official one. I'm fine with that. But I've never built one. I didn't know that you had to like build them either. So many of the month, get a free run and go from there. Yeah, I guess I could start with like one and try it. Model looks good and the dress is nice. Thanks. I'm having fun with trying lots of different outfits as we lead up to Model 2.0, which will probably release the new model. So for anyone that doesn't know, I've had this VTuber model, not this outfit, this is just the outfit I bought, but like my normal model outfit with my hat and everything, you know, my ghost hat. Surprise, I'm a ghost. I've had that for like over 3 years, and I finally have a new model that's currently being rigged right now, and it should be done in time for my birthday in the middle of May. So we'll probably debut it as part of like a birthday stream in the middle of May. So maybe I could do like new model debut, and in the same month, like birthday week, I could also like paint my first miniature or something. I think that'd be really fun, because it's just like 4 weeks away. It's the 13th of May, so we're getting close. Yeah, I think I saw a box of the Battle Sisters comes with 11 minis, so it'd be so good. I wouldn't have one like myself, but that's fine. The goal is to paint it like all of the Glitch Stars talents, so it works out. Has anyone ever told you? People mention it all the time, but for anyone that doesn't know, it was my design inspiration of a ghost is because if you look at like Japanese mythology and like history and paintings and stuff, all of the ghosts have this triangle hat on their head. And actually historians and anthropologists don't know 100% the purpose for the hat, but one of my favorite theories is that like you put it on and it's almost like a crown or something that like guides you to the afterlife, or they put it on so that a spirit can't inhabit your body, but it like denotes a ghost character or a ghost person whenever you see it. Yeah. So it's also not panties because it's not connected. It's just a triangle. Fun fact. Yeah. Painting stream would go crazy. I really, really want to. But if a bunch of different models. Yeah. So a big titty goth chia. I'm just a brokey, no problem. I feel that. Any one box of sisters won't be too much. What'll get you is having to get so many different paints. I mean, I know color theory, so I can you know, create colors. I can mix colors and create them. So, you know, as long as I have red, blue, yellow, probably like black, white, keep it simple. And then, I don't know. I guess I'd have to think maybe like it's really difficult to make like brighter colors, like a brighter turquoise, so maybe like a brighter blue, or like some neon colors. Like I know Arisa's really bright and a couple of the girls have some bright colors, so I'd probably need to get some brights and some basics, and then I could make whatever color I want, really. Yeah. California bikini, big titty ghost, yeah. Big titty ghost, yeah. Big titty ghost, yeah. Anyway, let me see. In the paints, yeah, we'll definitely check out like some how to paint videos and techniques and stuff before I venture into that, but I really, really, really want to try building and painting. So I will say too, if you guys have recommendations for paints and you have links for them, or I know you guys said to check out local shops for models, so I'll probably do that. But any suggestions, feel free to put them in Discord, because that's where they're saved, that's where I can see them, that's where I'll be able to see them best is if you throw them in my Discord, and because then I can actually like take a look at them and everything. This live that we were gonna go drop a little Raideroni to. I'm seeing who's live still. I feel like I've been streaming for a long time, but it's been my normal 3 hours, so I don't know. Okay. I think the Glitchers Battle Sisters. I know, doesn't it? I feel like it would be so fun. It's a cherub token. Oh, I wonder who I'd make that. Milk-like consistency, not watery, because you don't want it to... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I think... I don't know her too well. Actually, I don't know her at all. But she's streaming with Leah. Strong will end a lot of ambition, can't see through them like apparitions, determined to bring only the best, get in the way. Oh. Oh, they're raiding. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, we'll raid people. That's timing. I'm glad. This is why I always listen to whoever I might raid. Make duologs the chair. That would be funny. Okay. Raid channel. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna raid Maple. She is doing some sort of Pokemon thing. I don't know. These kids and their Pokemon. I don't know anything about it. But it's like fancy. Oh my god, thank you, Dave, for doing the raid command. I didn't even see that. Thank you so much. For anyone live on YouTube, I didn't read how to raid yet on YouTube, but she should be live on YouTube as well if you want to go say hi. It's maple_ch. I don't know how to do it. I will figure it out though for Thursday. I swear, I'll figure it out so I can raid on YouTube as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you had a good night or day wherever you are. Please take care of yourselves. Drink plenty of water. Make your day really great, and know that you're appreciated, cared about, loved. All of those things. I truly mean them every time I say them. You're all wonderful. Thank you for being here to support me and keeping me company and helping me learn about Warhammer. I will next be live on Thursday. We're gonna play Nikke, the Old Tale story quest, so I will probably cry. And yeah, that's what we got going on. Have a good night, guys. Oyasumi mata ne. Bye. Wow.